calling. And everyone type on google.com magic bowls among trove of ancient artifacts seized in raid on Jerusalem home. Magic bowls, BOWLS, among trove. I gotta use wisdom. It talks about, and the Holy Spirit just told me not to get ahead of him. There are ancient incantation bowls, BOWL, found in synagogues. Now, in the text, in Genesis 15:12-14, Abram is put under an apostolic sleep. Deep D sleep SL, a digital subscriber line. As God put Adam, so did he put Abram, meaning father of nations. And now we're still sleeping because we don't know that who the Palestinians are fighting against is a masquerader. I'm not talking about the Israeli people. I'm talking about the regime. And what is so mind-blowing? These scrolls that were confiscated in Turkey, one video has like an encasement that keeps the scrolls of the Torah inside. The encasement,
listen up, guys,
has a Baphomet symbol. Okay, refresh your browsers. Listen. Oh my God,
man! I ain't never seen them messing with his internet like they did.
Refresh your browsers.
That shit was crazy. I couldn't even.
You see, Satan doesn't want you to know the truth. Demons are agitated. The Torah is holy.
Yes,
Judaism is holy.
Here we go.
But there are symbols that are encasing the Torah, and these encasement briefcases.
Grandest to everyone that comes in. We will not be watching this entire video, but I definitely want to let you guys hear some of. I want to do the whole thing, but I got to do finish what is on my mind. I actually last night should have been asleep and actually saw this and couldn't go to sleep. I came in on the middle of it, and this part here is just like. It'd be a lot of confirmation for me. I know sometimes people think it's like religious stuff, but it's definitely not. But let's go.
That are encasing the Torah has satanic Baphomet symbols. Why? The true people of Israel. Let me say this again. People of Israel, anytime this happens,
I never seen them mess.
It happens.
Wait a minute, I gotta say this. I have
freezing of the screen.
Look, I have never seen him mess with his screen like this. Like literally, never. When he started breaking this shit down and like telling the facts, and I'm looking like, damn, he confirming so much stuff. Yeah, they just. Crazy.
It means this chapter 5 verses 12 to 15. Deception of the Middle East. The Palestinians are going to be free. Let me. The Palestinians to be free. What the state of Israel is doing is genocide. And I said this many times, and I will continue to say it. Yes, Hamas must be butchered. I have no problem with that. Hamas must be butchered. Al-Qaeda must be butchered. The Taliban must be butchered. Hezbollah must be butchered. The Muslim Brotherhood must be butchered. They all must be butchered. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is the indiscriminate bombing of hospitals and clinics and churches and babies. Close to 8,000. And what we're going to do, the Holy Spirit told me just now, we're going to have to go to a part 2. You guys refresh your screens and refresh your browsers. Okay? Now, if it continues, we're going to stop for about 2 to 3 minutes and come back. Let me know. You may have to turn off your system and turn it back on. If you guys are good, just put a thumbs up, okay? So you have to, if the audio is breaking up, turn off your computer and turn it back on, okay? Turn off your computer and turn it back on. So stay there in Genesis chapter 15, verses 12 to 14. The immaculate deception of the Middle East. The 1917 Balfour Declaration. And there's a section.
What's crazy is, you guys know, last night I showed you what happened yesterday. Yesterday was their expiration in Israeli. If you were tuned in yesterday, excuse me, with Israeli. So with the Israeli contract ending, expiring. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still a little tired. Expiring. Yeah. Then as soon as I get off the build, I go over there and pastor's talking about this. I'm like, come the hell on. Like, it can't get no clearer. Like, let's go.
Of the state of Israel is called Balfouria. Named after author James Balfour.
Not religious, listen.
A Zionist puppet of one Walter Rothschild. The true Israelites is Black America and the Black diaspora. Now, I want you to do me a favor. Go to Revelation. Israel is called Balfouria, named after author James Balfour, a Zionist puppet of one Walter Rothschild. The true Israelites is Black America and the Black diaspora.
The true is.
Now, I want you to do me a favor. Go to Revelation. Okay. Pastor Piper, turn off your computer and turn it on. Okay.
Do y'all remember? I just showed you guys the 10 tribes of Israel in North America. Not one book, like 3 freaking books. I got to go back to that too. I probably do. You know, people get absent-minded. While they're so busy trying to tell me off and tell me what I need to damn be doing, they need to be studying and researching, because this information is like out here. It's abundance. It's abundance. It is an abundance of information everywhere, like literally.
Okay. Just remain calm and go to the book of the Revelation of St. John the Divine. St. John chapter 2, verse 9, please. And go to St. John, and that's Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, and Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Is your minds blown tonight? Listen, is your minds blown? Put up those faces if your minds are blown. You know, it's interesting. If I was talking about these, just the Kardashian, no, but free. Okay, Catherine, turn off your computer. Listen, guys, Turn off your computer.
Hold on.
And Christ is not speaking of the people. Newspapers, okay. Synagogues all over the world, laced with satanic symbols.
All of them.
That's what Christ is referring to, the Synagogue of Satan, not the people, but the engineering.
It's all over, sis.
Architecture structure that Christ saw in the Sanhedrin.
What happens is people here that when you try to explain to them about the Hebrew Israelites, all these different things, because these people have blended shit like they blend everything else. I don't know why people don't understand it. They have blended everything else. Why would you think they would not blend who you are? I've been talking about this for a week now. I showed you guys the lions that they have everywhere, all over every public building. If you didn't see that, please go check my community wall or maybe on TikTok. But I showed you guys the lions all over. The Lion of Judah, everywhere. You cannot even avoid it anywhere. There's so many different clues of things. They're always talking about the lion, which is the light, the panther, the black panther, black, which is the light of the breath. Like, I mean, oh man, y'all, let's go. I can't.
Government and satanic symbols. Now you're thinking, well, it was Eliphas Levi, an 1854 bishop, who created Baphomet.
Wrong.
And Levi wasn't even his real name. Eliphas Levi's last name was Constant. He was not Jewish. He was French. I'll get to him in the next 15 minutes.
There goes my brother to have my back.
So in the text, the key two verses, Revelation 2 and 9, and Revelation 3 and 9, Christ is not speaking of the people. He's speaking that there are Baphomet satanic symbols inside of synagogues, and even today,
he's a murderer. Listen,
that are lacing as the covering for the Holy Torah. No, the Torah is not Baphomet, and Judaism is not Baphomet. The Torah and Judaism is holy. It represents the mind of God, but the encasements that cover the Torah,
the wrapping. I want you guys to understand this really quickly, just very, very quick. The Torah he's speaking about, right? The ancient Torah scrolls, right? He's explained to you guys. I didn't go to the beginning. He doesn't really get too deep into it, but you have to understand what's going on when he's talking about it being encased, covered, like it's like a skin on something. Like you'll get something to cover your laptop, a little skin, so if it drops, things like that. Phone cover case, things like that. They have it encased in Baphomet information, sigils, signs. I tell you guys all the time about alchemy. The spiritual alchemy is so strong, like literally, guys. So with the alchemy, they're using the Baphomet alchemy on the Torah. This is why you have so many different Islams, Muslims, Moors, all these different faiths that come under the Islam. It's wrapped in a bunch of Baphomet sorcery that they've been using for centuries, y'all. This is nothing new. They've been using it on you, just like they use it in the holy scrolls. They've taken in, changed things, used things, added things. The New Testament being a story of added in people, like literally. I mean, your timeline, your history line, everything that you see in that book it's your history, and half of it has been contorted or changed for people to add themselves into history, to presume or add themselves into a timeline. I mean, I don't know, guys. I can't tell you much more in that part, but let's go. I want to get into the rest of the information, but I definitely want you guys to hear this. Some of this.
Or laced with Baphomet codes.
Laced with Baphomet codes.
That's what Christ was referring to. They say they are Jews, but do lie, because though you have the Torah in the synagogue, in the mind of consciousness, but yet you are lacing the Torah from the outside in with satanic hexagon, pentagram, pentagon, octagon, heptagon symbols. I know your mind is being blown tonight. The immaculate deception of the Middle East. Baphomet is pure trash. So Christ is exposing the satanic symbology that he saw in the synagogues. Not so much the men, but the symbols. Here's the bloodline that exposes the Synagogue of Satan. Can I take my time, Pastor Sippy, Pastor Sam, Pastor Colleen? Can the apostle take his time? Listen. Please stay there in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. It gets deeper. A bloodline that goes back to 2,000 years. I thank God for my staff in New York. The bloodline is called the Timurid bloodline, capital Timurid.
Listen.
Thank you, Pastor Charity. Thank you, Pastor Colleen. I didn't know this until my staff sent this to me. The Timurid, Timurid bloodline goes back to 2,000 years. Central Mongolia. Through the Timurid dynasty and empire.
Wasn't I just telling y'all about this Timurid? The Timurid. Somebody put one in the chat if we wasn't just talking about the Timurid this week. If y'all heard me speak on the Timurid, and you guys heard me speak on the creation of them on the Egyptian wall, the documentation of the ancient walls of when they talk about the creation of the Timurid, and the Timurid that were the pale whites walking on all fours that they created. Who recalls me speaking of this a few days ago? It may have been Friday, I think, when I did the build. Maybe not. Maybe you guys don't recall. Not a problem. I told you I would do a build on it, and I told you I would talk about the Catamites and also the Timurid. Do you guys recall? No, you don't. Okay, no problem. Just checking. Just checking to see who's really paying attention. It's okay. I know sometimes we talk about a lot of different things. The Timurid are the created whites, the pale whites. The actual description that they give is the pale whites walking on all fours that they created. The Egyptians. I'd say I'm pressing one any damn way. I know that's right. He said, I know that's right. If you didn't hear it, if you go back on one of them videos, you're going to hear it, bro. You know it. So the Timurid, it was what was amazing to me last night when he brought this. This is what kept me on there. I was so tired, but I said, Bishop Live, let me just listen a little bit while I relax. And I could not even go to sleep. I literally had to finish the rest of the program out. I was still up to like 1 o'clock, guys. I'm so tired, but I got a little energy. I did get some sleep. So yeah. So the Timurid, just for clarification, when you're listening to him, he's not going to say this because he may not be privy to the information. The pastor is fire as hell, but everybody doesn't know every particular thing. But he ties everything together around everything that I've been talking about. It's so wild. I'll be stopping and informing you guys, right? Because what he did when he's bringing this in, he's showing you what? The radium light, the radium seed, the satanic bloodline. This is what he's talking about. And we've talked about this already when it comes to these particular people. So let's go, because I want to get to our read after this I'm not playing the entire thing. We started in the middle of this recording actually, and we will play most of it. I may try and fast forward it, but man, I ain't gonna even lie, guys. I want y'all to hear the whole thing, but I'll drop it in the chat when we after we listen to some, because you guys need to definitely hear it. Let's go.
Through a man by the name of Amir, A-M-I-R, Timur, T-I-M-U-R, T-I-M-U-R, or Amir, I-M-I-R, Tumerid.
The Tamaru.
T-I-M-U-R-I-D.
Tamaru.
They were Mongolian Canaanites or politicians.
Politicians. Mongolian.
The Timurid bloodline that goes back 2,000 years were practitioners of military witchcraft.
Uh-oh. Sorcery and witchcraft?
They were practitioners of military witchcraft by designing blockades over nations to deprive these nations of fresh water.
But I'll get some today, babe.
Food and medical care.
Today.
Who's that sound like? The Timurian or the Timurid dynasty going back 2,000 years in Central Mongolia were later produced genetically Amir, Timurid, Genghis Khan, and now through the bloodline of Khazarians mixed with Sunnis and Shiites through the Middle East. We have I believe a Supreme Court justice named Elena Kagan. Well, that's another topic for another day. Stay there in Revelation 2 and 9, 3 and 9. The immaculate deception of the Middle East. The Timurid Empire practiced a military form of witchcraft called Gazian. G-H-A-Z-I-A-N or Gazi, G-H-A-Z-I or Gaza, meaning to occupy. Through apartheid, to occupy.
Through apartheid.
To bloodlet.
Listen, bloodletting.
To create blockades against nations. That is the Timur, T-I-M-U-R, empire out of Mongolia. That would design a military code called the Gordon Hordes, H-O-R-D-E-S, bloodline of a Turkish-Mongolian genetical seed.
Mongolian seed.
The Timurid bloodline.
The Tamaru.
Would go on to change their name going to 10 centuries after the fall of the empire to a bloodline called Miley Koskis. Wait a minute now.
Hold on, let me rewind. I'm running my mouth.
Capital M-I-L-E-I. The Timurid bloodline would go on to change their
spirit cooking,
going to 10 centuries.
The black box. I don't know how many of you are aware of. Have you all ever heard of the black cube? I always talk to you guys about the cube. They use the cube because the cube, man, I don't want to go there. Hold on. But anyway, the cube, y'all already know we've broken that down when it comes to the crystal, and us being the crystallosians, the crystal beings, starlight seeds that are made from the sun children, the golden sun children, which is the plasma light life that you are actually exuberating. Plasma, light energy, photonic energy, ether, the waters of life, all of that's you. So just listen close to this. But when it comes to it, the black box is something that they have used over plenty of time. They've had all type of rituals. I'll see if I can pull something up on it real quick by the time we're done with this. I really want y'all to understand when he's talking about this the caves, right? And how the caves have been covered in this black stuff. There literally is a sorcery with this. It's the black goo. Put one in the chat if you guys have ever heard of the black cube that these people use in these rituals. Have you ever heard of the black goo years ago? They don't talk about it now, but they used to talk about it years ago. Black goo, the black goo. People walking in, they'll find the shit in the forest and all kind of weird stuff. Y'all may not be aware, but man, this shit get real deep. Let's go.
After the fall of the empire, to a bloodline called the Mileikowskis. Wait a minute now. Capital Mileikowsky. Mileikovskis migrated from central Mongolia into central Turkey and Syria during the early 13th century, and later immigrated to Lithuania and Belarus. The Mileikovsky bloodline. Turkey, Lithuania, Belarus, and Assyria. Who then 10% of the Mileikovsky bloodline became the Semka bloodline, Sem, AKH, and 15% of that bloodline became the Eichel bloodline, IANKEL. 20% of that bloodline out of Belarus became the ITSKO, ITSKO bloodline. They would change their last name, and here we go, Pastor Rick. So the Mileikovskis, Semkas, Eichens, Iskos, coming from the bloodline of the empire of Timur out of central Mongolia. Then later would change their name again from Semka to Raphael. Wait a minute now. R-A-F-A-E-L.
We talk about Raphael. Yeah.
For those of you angelology students, Raphael is a Persian interpretation for the rabbinical name Raphael, one of the fallen angels.
Mm-hmm.
So the Mileikovskis, Semkas, including the bloodlines of Isko, would become the Raphaels in the 15th century. Raphael, which also is the name of a fallen angel. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets deeper.
That's right.
The Raphael bloodline.
I know y'all on it.
In 1606, becomes the Nectin bloodline. Wait a minute now. Listen, you Zionist pastors. Netan, the Nectins, who were related to the constant bloodline out of French, which would produce the father of Baphomet, Alfonso Constant. Then the Nectin bloodline would intermarry through incest in the mid-1700s to the Yahoo bloodline. I want you to hear me tonight.
Yahoo.com, Yahoo.
Through incest, which both the Nectin family and the Yahoo family would become Netanyahus. Oh, Lord have mercy. So you Christian Zionists who love this devil, baby, whose bloodline is not connected to ancient Israel, is not connected to the Hebrews of Exodus, but the Netanyahu bloodline is connected to Central Mongolian blood through Amer Timer.
Now, do you guys see why they try to always say that we come from a Mongolian bloodline? You hear people say this all the time. You know, they'll say, "Oh, we got the Mongolian spot, the Mongolian spot that is originally to us, so on and so forth." That has nothing to do with them blending and trying to assume your role. Remember, they're trying to say that they are the original true lights. So when they create these names like the Mongolians, naming something after them, that's a spell and that's a witchcraft put on the people, right? I hope you guys are understanding. Pay close attention. Let's go.
The Ixcos, the Icos, the Raphaels, the Yetins,
Bishop Gators, Kahi.
The
Bishop
Yahoos, Netin, Yahoo.
Yeah, this deep. Y'all know I don't play a lot of his stuff, but he goes in.
Stop making the mistake of trying to follow the money. Don't follow the money.
Don't follow the money.
The bloodline that would take you to the money. Is your minds blown? Put up those.
Don't follow the money for this information. Follow the bloodline. He says the bloodline will take you to the money, right? Because what? What do they tell you in the book that they have orchestrated to help with their plans? Money is what? The root of all evil. Yeah, Bishop Gators, brother. Bishop Gators. Yep. I dropped it. Hey, let me drop it again. I'll drop this video in the chat again so you can find this channel. Definitely need to tune in. I missed this is actually part 4 of a 4-part series. No, actually, he said there'll be another part. So he's probably gonna have like 5 or 6 parts. This is part 4. I definitely have to go back and check out 1, 2, and 3. I just don't be having the time. Sometime I know there's a lot of people with great information. I just happened to tune into this when I clicked off last night from the live, and he was live. Yep, Bishop Gators, brother. So I had to I had to tune in because as soon as I clicked on it, he was talking about the Tamaru. I said, hold on, brother. I just got on this last week trying to make sure they understand about this damn bloodline from the Raytheum. And here the pastor go, come on, y'all tell me shit don't be sinking the way it's supposed to. I had to play this for y'all. Let's go.
Oh, listen, John Hagee. Creflo $50 bill. All you devils that love Netanyahu, listen, you are supporting the Synagogue of Satan. I'm not talking about the Israeli people. I'm talking about the regime of Netanyahu, who is a bloodletter. You got the nerve to bomb children and bomb hospitals and bomb a cancer hospital.
Here it is, Rose.
You're not the people of God. You are the people of Satan.
From the synagogue.
I'm not talking about Jewish people. Don't give us a strike, YouTube. Don't take us down. What I'm talking about.
You know what's crazy? You know, I tell you guys how you have to just listen to words. We have to look at etymology sometimes. Even when you think of when they talk about the synagogue of Satan, sin, the sin of God, synagogue. Come on, y'all. Can't get no clearer. I ain't gonna break it down if you don't hear it. Let's go.
Is these symbols of Baphomet that's laced over the Holy Torah that have become political policy. Malkovsky, Simcha, Eichel, Ixchel, Raphael, Netanyahu. They're crooks. Connected also to the Han Dynasty out of China.
You okay, Angela? No problem, babe.
How many of you have heard of the Iron Dome? Here we go, Pastor Rick.
This one. Oh,
let me wipe some of the anointing.
Oh man!
You see, that's why we had a little buffering.
Yeah,
about 15, 20 minutes ago, because the devil does not want you to know the truth.
That's right. Bring it out.
The immaculate deception of the Middle East. Stay there in the two key verses
come to the
of Revelation 2 and 9 and Revelation 3 and 9. How is it, Pastor Rick Remington?
Yes.
That a Mossad-created terrorist organization, Hamas, I was given information that blew my mind. I think it was last week, a few days ago, Pastor Coleman. Pastor Coleman sent me a powerful link where Hamas is incorporated
yeah, bro, you hear him.
in the state of Israel that goes back to 1978. Wait a minute. Hamas is an Israeli state corporation from 1978, where 9 years later in 1987, they are exposed to the world. Who
didn't I just show y'all last night about these nuts expiration? I was so tired, but I had to come in and show you guys. Y'all remember last night? Put one in the chat if y'all remember seeing the information or hearing the information of us going over what happened, showing us indefinite that their contract ended last night. Like literally, y'all remember that? Y'all know the Israeli contract was over last night. That's why I had to do the video before midnight. I want you guys to see it. Their shit was about up. I was in the pastor chat. He started talking about it. I was like, I got in the chat. I was like, yo, pastor, you know, they contract is up. They got like 10 more minutes. Literally, it was like 11:50. Their contract was over. Last night was so deep, and the bishop was just so in sync with, man, come on. Come on, ancestors, come through with the truth of light. Let us be gravitated to everything that is meant for us, everything that is to be manifested in this day and time, on the way, the truth and the light of information that has come and gravitated and magnetized to all of us, because we are here and we hear the truth. We are always in the light of day. Let's go.
Created Hamas is really intelligence. The Mossad, through a former Mossad agent, your little BB, a devil, Netanyahu. Listen, Hamas must be butchered. I have no problem with that. Hamas, Hezbollah, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, the Muslim Brotherhood, and every other terrorist organization on this earth must be butchered. I have no problem with that. The problem I have is your indiscriminate bombing of children.
Yeah. Innocent
it's
children.
Called bloodletting.
Bloodletting. Letting the blood flow.
How can Pastor Rick, Pastor Sam, I want you guys to think. See, my assignment I'm not here to teach you how to think.
That's right.
I'm here to teach you to think. How is it that the Hamas broke the security of the highest level of security apparatus on earth called Iron Dome? There are Mossad agents within Hamas, and there are Hamas agents within Mossad. Somebody knew within Israeli intelligence what was going to happen on October 7th. I listen, I want you to hear me tonight.
Listen.
The Iron Dome missile system created by, here we go, the Raphael, the same name that's in the bloodline of Benjamin Netanyahu, the Raphael, named after a fallen angel, advanced defense systems, going back to 2006, the Raphael advanced defense systems ran by CIA and Mossad. And now Raphael is owned by RTX, that's owned by the Central Intelligence Agency. The U.S. military industrial complex bought 2 Iron Dome systems. The Sky Hunter, which is an American manifestation of the Iron Dome, built by Raytheon. And now there is another Iron Dome system called David Sling System. Hamas is incorporated going back to 1978 as a state of Israel Corporation in 1978. 9 years later, then they are presented to the world by a Mossad agent by the name of Yassin. They're all working in conjunction. Joe Brokeback Butt Broken Diaper Brandon was in trouble along with his crackhead son, Hunter. So they create a catastrophe. October the, I want you to hear me tonight. Do you remember Pearl Harbor? I gotta be careful. Franklin Delano Roosevelt knew that the Japanese were going to bomb Pearl Harbor. So he needed a pretext to get involved, to get the nation of America involved in World War II. You're dealing with demons.
True.
Someone within Mossad knew what was going to happen on October 7th, 2023. So Netanyahu was in trouble politically, but he needed to come up with a 9/11. But now what's happening now, many of the IDF forces, Pastor Rick, they're committing mutiny because a lot of the soldiers, Israeli soldiers, are losing their minds because they're saying, Pastor Peter, they're seeing angels.
They're seeing angels, demonic.
I want you to, no. I'm not talking about these angels, these demonic angels protecting Hamas.
Yes.
Hamas rabbinically means violence. And fallen angels protecting the Palestinians. There's another bloodline extension of the Netanyahus called the Halevi bloodline. Halevi. So you got the Malkovskis, the Raphaels, the Itzos, going back 2,000 years to the Timur Empire out of Central Mongolia. Now they have broken off into the Halevi bloodline through a Zionist rabbi by the name of Nathan Malkovsky, who was a proponent of Palestinian eugenics. The Halevi bloodline related to the Timur bloodline out of Central Mongolia.
All of these are the
then related, ladies and gentlemen,
all the time
to the Simca bloodline, also out of Central Mongolia, Tsemakh, related to the Ankel bloodline, Iankel, they immigrated to Lithuania, related also to the Netin bloodline, they came up out of Lithuania, related to the Yahoo bloodline, they came up out of Belarus, then related to the Halevi bloodline, proponents of Palestinian eugenics. Let me get a drink. Is your minds blown? Put up those faces if your minds are blown tonight. No one's teaching this. Listen. And if they're telling you they're teaching this, they are lying. The immaculate deception of the Middle East. Stay there in Revelation 2 and 9. In Revelation 3 and 9.
Y'all, when I tell y'all this finna get deeper, please pay close attention. This is it. Y'all think it's crazy. He talking about blowing y'all mind now. The
Halevi bloodline also connected to the Timur or Timurid bloodline out of Mongolia, were instrumental in the Mongolian invasions of Baghdad, Iraq in 1258, instrumental in the destruction of the House of Wisdom in Egypt, in the weakening of the Egyptian Levant or the geopolitical territory of Cairo, Egypt, between the 13th and the 16th centuries by cutting off food and fresh water to nations. Rabbi Nathan Malkovsky, Halevi, a Mongolian descent.
No.
His name is made mention. There is a document called History Secrets of Mongols, or History, Histoire, Secretes, Secretes, of or days, Des, Mongols, or the secret history of the secrets of the Mongols. It talks about a devil named Christopher Columbus.
Listen.
Can I take my time?
Please, let's go. I was waiting on this part. Woo!
For those of you who live in the Caribbean.
Listen.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Jesus, talking about the Carib. Talking about the cannibal.
The term.
Amaroos. Jeez.
Cannibal.
Let's go, Pastor.
Caniba represents Carib peoples, Carib, and Cannibay is the acronym for cannibalism. That's why the term Caribbean means cannibalism. But you don't know, because those of you who live in Jamaica and the Bahamas, in St. Martinique and St. Lucia, why are you cursing yourselves, saying, Bishop, I am a Caribbean? What you got done saying that I want to be eaten. But you don't know, because no one has taught you this.
That's right.
Stop calling yourself Caribbean, Carib, or crib, or bassinet. Stop saying, oh, I'm going home to my crib. You just cursed yourself.
I'm going home to be
in
eaten.
The term cannaba, C-A-N-I-B-A, cannabis, Carib peoples, also comes from a second Latin word, caribales, C-A-R-I-B-A-L-E-S, which means cannibalism or Caribbean. That's why there's so much hell in Jamaica and throughout the Caribbean, because that area of the world.
Brother, I'm gonna say this. We're very aware, brother, of like so many things. Right now, we like to focus. Like when I'm showing something, or I know you're new because I don't really know your name, but when we're sharing information over here, brother, is to bring confirmation and more in depth. The brother is breaking down so many things, and we're on one particular point. We're talking about the fake Israelis, the ones that last night their contract ended at midnight, right? Their contract ended at midnight. So we are focused on exposing these people. Just so you know, brother, what's going on. Please don't distract my chat with different conversations. Let's try to stay in tune and stay focused, because when you go to talking about other things, what happens is people's minds will go into those thoughts and start thinking about other things, and it kind of takes the focus off of what we're talking about. So I would really appreciate it if you could just we understand. Maybe a little later, but for right now, let's stay focused on what's being said. I'd appreciate that. All right, let's go.
Was put under a curse by a devil by the name of Cristoforo Colombo,
Listen,
whose bloodline was of a Galatian Khazarian. I'm not talking about Jewish people. I'm not talking about Israelis. I'm talking one family, the Rothschilds, whose bloodline is intermingled through butchery. Thank you, Pastor Mercy. There is a term, the Greek term for Caribbean. That Greek term is androphagora. Andro, A-N-D-R-O, phagora, or phagori, P-H-A-G-O-I, which is the Greek word for Caribbean, meaning man-eater. Remember that song, Man-Eater?
Mm-hmm.
You're cursing yourselves. And the androphagoa is also pronounced as the term angiophagy, P-H-A-G-I, which is another name for ancient Scythians, S-C-Y-T-H-I-A-N, who were practitioners of scrying, S-C-Y-R-I-N-G. Crystal gazers. It's all witchcraft, pointing to the word cannibalism, spirit cooking, Caribbean. Christopher Columbus or Christopher Colombo was born in Genoa, Spain. He was a Sephardic Khazarian. I'm not talking about Sephardic. You said I got to use wisdom. He was a Sephardic Khazarian.
Khazar family.
Who had also conquered the Caspian Sea and renamed that part of the world Caucasian. Or cis or disease, cis Caucasian, the Northern Caucasus Mountains.
Syphilis, disease.
And trans Caucasian, the Southern Caucasus Mountains, because of this devil, Christopher Columbus, whose real name is a Genoan Khazarian name, Cristoforo, Cristoforo, Colombo, who had 2 sons. Oh, Lord have mercy. This gets deeper. His first son was a young man by the name of Diego Garcia Colombo. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wait a minute.
Diego Garcia.
Oh, patriots, please hear me tonight.
Diego Garcia.
When Sister Lisa, they love the research because they said their greatest joy is blowing my mind. They said that the 2 sons of Cristoforo Colombo, his oldest son was named Diego Garcia Colombo. Wait a minute. The island, I feel the anointing, called Diego Garcia is named after the oldest child, the oldest son of this devil named Christopher Columbus or Cristoforo Colombo, a Galatian Khazarian.
Didn't the plane just go missing
the
there?
Island called Diego Garcia.
Yeah, last month.
Was founded not by the British, but by Christopher Columbus. Was named after the oldest son, I didn't know this until today, of Christopher Columbus, and is located as an island within the British Indian Ocean or Sea territory, disputed overseas as the disputed territory of the United Kingdom claimed by the nation of Mauritius, Mauritius, named after the oldest son of one of the worst individuals in history, Christopher Columbus. Wait a minute now. Diego Garcia, the Malaysian Flight 370 is there now. Every missing flight is in Diego Garcia. Ran by the CIA, ran by British intelligence, MI6, including Israeli Mossad, named after the oldest son of this demonic holiday. Let me tell you who Christopher Columbus was. He died of syphilis and AIDS. It wasn't called immune deficiency syndrome in the 1500s. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella was actually driving out Christopher Columbus out of Spain because he was spreading what is called AIDS and gonorrhea.
Dirty ass.
Who slept with children, who impaled children, like Vlad the Impaler. Oh, Lord. Christopher Columbus, or Cristoforo Colombo, took black beams and will stick them up in the backside, in the anal of children, and will put these bodies on a laver to cook. Pastor Sam sent me a video. Oh, Lord.
We get into this shit that got my damn stomach hurting. Last night, I almost vomited. Listen, I want y'all to make sure y'all go in and get every link I just put in the chat, right? From here, right here. Let's start here. All these links are pertinent to everything he's saying. Proof, documentation. You know, I like for you guys to see everything. So as the links are dropped, I put them in the chat right here. Here they go. Let's go. Grab every link you guys see in there. I want you to grab every link that you guys see in the chat right now. Open it up. Check it out. I'll go through them possibly when we finish the recording. All of these. Every one of them. I need you guys to take your time. I paused the video. Take your time to go right ahead and grab each and every one of these links. Grab each and every one of the links, guys. Each and every one. Okay? I paused the video. Grab the links. Everything he's speaking about, all of these links are going to give information pertaining to it. So they're very important. Make sure you're grabbing every link that I put in the chat so you guys can check that out later. Okay, let's go.
Mercy. It looks like two black men on a laver that's cooked like a pig. That's what Christopher Columbus. Why, in the name of God, is this country celebrating a devil?
That's right, Pastor.
President Trump, if you hear me tonight, when you get back in office, you've got to destroy the holiday Christopher Columbus. Vlad the Impaler Dracula, whose bloodline is through Buckingham Palace, whose bloodline is also connected to the Hawk family, H-O-C-H, out of the Czech Republic, out of Prague, and out of Transylvania, Romania. And the Hawk family are now called the Maxwells, related to the Oswalds, who are related to the bloodline of James Earl Ray. You are talking about demons. Would take a black lever, a steel pole, and stick it up in the behind of black children in Jamaica, in the Bahamas, throughout South America. But yet, this government, oh Lord have mercy, you're celebrating a devil, a homosexual devil, a pedophile.
Mongolian.
And these black beams will go through the back anal side of little boys and little girls and will cook these children for his men, and will also take the laver with the body of the child and take it inside of a ship and will keep the body that becomes rotten over months and will eat rotten meat of children.
Rotten babies.
The immaculate deception of the Middle East.
Where they get that from when they say spoiled children? Oh, you got a spoiled child. Your child's spoiled. How can your child be spoiled? That's in reference to food, rotten food or spoiled food. You have food that starts to disintegrate and then it will be spoiled or become rotten. So they'll tell you that your child, they say, oh, if your child is acting like the light that they are, if they're acting like the prince or the princess or the king or the queen that they are in this lifetime, right? And they're walking in that. If that child has that, their spirit is known that, hey, I know who I am. Because remember, they're truer to the light. They come from the light. They're the purest form children. This is why they use them. So that child, if that child is a person that is in their light, walking in their light, they will say, oh, that's a spoiled child. Oh, your child's spoiled. Oh, your kid's spoiled. Oh, they spoiled rotten. Where y'all think that comes from? Something that's saying that they're evil or they're bad. You know, they're spoiled rotten. Like the food that they actually have eaten of these children that were spoiled rotten. That shit crazy, ain't it?
East. Instead of you tearing down, I gotta be careful. Tearing down statues in itself. Tear down. Oh, I gotta be careful. Legally through the courts. Tear down.
Star seeds. That's right,
Christopher
baby.
Columbus.
Spoiled child.
Who committed cannibalism, which means Caribbean. The island of Diego Garcia is named after the first child of Christopher Columbus. And Diego Garcia Colombo was a known pedophile who also raped little boys and little girls. That is the name of the island called Diego Garcia, named after the oldest child of this demon, Christopher Columbus, or Cristoforo Colombo, a demon. And what does this have to do with Netanyahu? Because the bloodline of the Colombos is connected, also going back to the Mongolian Empire, and that bloodline immigrated to Spain. The Timer bloodline connected to Bibi. Christopher Columbus, when he murdered children, he will always
love you too, sis.
Give that child
always
to his men to eat. The island of Diego Garcia is named after the oldest child of Christopher Columbus. After the name of the oldest son of Christopher Columbus, who was born in 1479 in Genoa, Italy, a young man by the name of Diego Garcia Colombo. And his second son, Ferdinand Colombo, was also a child pedophile. The ship smelled like the blood of children.
Brian, thanks so much for the cash out, brother.
Diego Garcia Colombo was an admiral of the Indies, the second viceroy of the Indies, the fourth governor of the Indies, as a vassal commander, have made what is called the Caribbean islands vassal states to be subservient to Queen Isabella out of Spain. Is your minds blown tonight? I said, is your minds, put up those faces if your minds have been blown tonight. Diego Garcia Colombo. Concentrate now. Said in Revelation 2:9.
Yeah, so all of these missing flights and things that are going on at Diego Garcia, right? There's missing flight. They can't find people. I mean, this has been going on, not one or two. Like they've been having this issue relating to what? Human trafficking. It's not that they just go, oh, the plane fell, and well, we found the rummage from the plane. That never happens. Why? Because they landed and they abducted these people, participating them in their trafficking. This is all about human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking, organ harvesting, cannibalistic behavior for sorcery with these demons so that they can continue to use bloodletting on the land and sorcery. This shit is important as hell, y'all. For real, for real. I like, man, just listen up. Let's go.
In 3 and 9. Have you ever heard? No one has taught this before. And if they're telling you they taught this, they're lying.
Period, bro.
The immaculate deception of the Middle East. Pastor Sippy, you still there? I'm praying that Pastor Sippy puts this up on her Instagram page. Type this in, Pastor Colleen and everyone, on Google.com. Police in Turkey claim to find 2,000-year-old Torah scroll. Is in the Times of Israel, an op-ed dated the 31st of March, 2021, by a great Israeli scholar by the name of Sinan Lipshiz, Lipshiz. Police in Turkey claim to find 2,000-year-old Torah scroll. It gets deeper. Type in a second link on Google.com. Turkish police recover stolen J's Torah scrolls decorated with satanic Illuminati symbolism on Google.com. Turkish police, thank you, Pastor Colleen. See, this is receipts. Turkish police recover stolen J's Torah scrolls decorated with satanic Illuminati symbolism. The op-ed, November 25th, 2019, through the Christians, which I don't like that word Christian, okay?
That's right.
Type this in as a third link on Google.com. Turkish police recover stolen, then J's-ish, Torah scrolls decorated with satanic Illuminati symbolism. Op-ed dated October 18th, 2023, American Media Group. Another link, Turkish police
I meant to put group.
recover J-ish Torah scrolls decorated.
I'm not sure if they're in the order, guys, but every link that he's speaking, I dropped for you guys in the chat. I think there was like one link that I missed, but out of all the links that he's telling you guys to get and retrieve, I dropped all of them in the chat. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There should be 12 links for 12 different things that we're speaking on. Go through the chat and grab those links. Let's go.
Satanic Illuminati symbolism, including Baphomet.
Right, sis.
Most of these are from Jewish or Israeli magazines who are patriots. It's not the masses of the Israeli people, Pastor Colleen. They're innocent. They're patriots. It is the demonic regime called Zionism. Thank you, Pastor Sam. Now, you and I have been taught that a devil by the name of Eliphas Levi created the paradigm called Baphomet. If you look at Baphomet on Google Images, half man, half woman, with breasts, half goat, and the legs are of a goat. When Baphomet is sitting down, the legs crisscross. You look at many Masonic pictures going back thousands of years of men and women sitting on chairs with their legs in the form of a cross, just like the goat legs of Baphomet. Margaret Thatcher and her government took a picture with their legs crossed. So wait a minute now. Eliphas Levi, who revealed to the world in 1854 that Baphomet is a system that he created. In actuality, the paradigm of Baphomet goes back to Talmudical scholars, going back 2,000 years. I'm not talking about the Holy Torah and the holy essence of God's heart called Judaism. I'm talking about Talmudicism, which is not a Christ. But the real name of Eliphas Levi is Alphonse Louis Constant. Alphonse or Alfonso Louis, Louis, Constant, Constant, a Frenchman, not a Khazarian, not a Hebrew, not a Jew, a Frenchman that was recruited by the French Rothschilds to incorporate Talmudical occultism into Eastern, Central, and Western Europe to infect the Apostolic Church during that time. It gets deeper. The Constant bloodline, the real name of Eliphas Levi is Alphonse Louis Constant. The Constant bloodline also comes up out of
guys. I got to take a call real quick. I will be back in the chat and give me about 10 minutes. This is really important. I got to take this real quick. So please listen up. Yeah, be right back.
Central Mongolia, going back to 1,500 years. Through the Timer genetic bloodline that's related to the current prime minister of the state of Israel, little Bibi Netanyahu. Stay there in Genesis 2 and 9. I'm sorry, Revelation 2 and 9 and Revelation 3 and 9. The immaculate deception of the Middle East. There's a book, ancient book called The Synagogue of Satan, written by an Israeli scholar by the name of Maximilian J. Rudwin. Maximilian. Notice the first 5 letters reveals the term Maxim. Anytime there is a name Maxim going back to the Roman Empire, that was a bloodline who would prostitute women and prostitute men and prostitute little girls and prostitute little boys going back to the time of the Caesars of the Roman Empire. There is a Maxim magazine. They had the nerve to reach out to Bishop today, inviting me to some Halloween party. The devil is a lie. Oh, is your mind's blown? Put up those faces if your mind's are blown. Dr. Maximilian J. Rudwin, Rudwin, there's a PDF copy of the Synagogue of Satan. His reading was revealed, Pastor Colleen, is a chapter called Demonic Femininity in the Ancient Synagogue, Dancing with the Angel of Death. That's not only in Dr. Maximilian J. Rudwin's book, The Synagogue of Satan, but if you would go to google.com, here we go, Pastor Colleen, the link, google.com, and type in demonic femininity in the ancient synagogue, dancing with the angel of death. There you go. Thank you, Pastor Colleen. See, this is the show me state. You got to show people. On google.com, demonic femininity in the ancient synagogue dealing with the angel of death. This is through the STROM, STROUM, the STROM Center for Jewish Studies, University of Washington. Thank you, Pastor Colleen. An op-ed written by a powerful writer by Laura Lieber, Lieber, where the painting there in that link that Pastor Colleen put up, the painting is called Lady Lilith. Wait a minute. Who was Lilith? Lilith was the feminazi side of Lucifer. Lucifer is the masculine side of Lilith. The painting is called Lady Lilith by Dante Gabriel Rossetti, 1867, where it shows through the STROM Center for Jewish Studies, University of Washington. I'm not making this up. Demonic femininity in the ancient synagogue, dancing with the angel of death. Oh, Lord have mercy. Pastor Colleen and sisters, and the brothers will probably know this too. There was a woman, a Khazarian woman, during the 60s who led the feminist movement. And it was later revealed that she was a CIA agent. What's her name? Oh, Lord, I cannot remember her name. Past all the brothers and sisters, if you can help me. I believe she came out in the 60s and 70s. Well-known Khazarian sister, Khazarian woman, who led American feminism in America. Glorious work, not her. But there was another woman in the 60s. Gloria Steinem, thank you. Thank you, Pastor Tui. Gloria Steinem? Gloria Steinem was an agent of American intelligence. Gloria Steinem was a fan of the art of Dante Gabriel Rossetti, of demonic femininity in the ancient synagogue, dancing with the angel of death. Gloria Steinem was a demonic femininity. She's demonic femininity in the ancient synagogue of America, dancing with the angel of death. It gets deeper. Type in on google.com, Margaret Singer 2, a devil. I'll talk about her in the next 10 minutes. Gloria Steinem. Thank you, Pastor Colleen. The Times of Israel put out an op-ed, and you can go to google.com. Magic bowls, BOWLS, among trove of ancient artifacts seized in raid on Jerusalem home. Magic bowls, BOWLS, among trove of ancient artifacts seized in raid on Jerusalem home. Antiquities going back 1,500 years. That was in the Times of Israel op-ed dated the 7th of March, 2022 by the powerful Israeli writer Amanda Borshel-Dan, BORSHEL-DAN. Another word, thank you, Pastor Colleen, in the scrolls that the Turkish military government found going back to 2018, and these scrolls go back 2,000 to 3,000 years. It's not the Torah itself That's the mind. No, the Torah is holy. The Torah is the mind of God. The Torah is the letter of the Spirit, the apostolic. And the spirit of the letter, apostolic, comes from the letter of the Torah. It is the communical symbols that serve as the encasement that holds the Torah. These encasements have satanic, Luciferic, Baphomet symbols. Who's responsible? Talmudical, Kabbalistical scholars. That also in these documents, it shows that Talmudical scholars had a plan to intermix Talmudical, Luciferic teaching into the Holy Torahs, the Babylonian Talmud and the Jerusalem Talmud, that teaches that a grown man can marry a little girl when she's 3. That teaches a grown woman can marry a 3-year-old boy. It's in the Talmud. Don't call me an anti-Semite. It's in the Talmud. The Noahide Lodge as well, Barry Buckholder. It's all interconnected on a global level. The incantation bowls were designed by Talmudists, that they got that knowledge from the Babylonians, where they will create incantation bowls when they would fix meals and serve porridge in these bowls. They would incant demons to saturate the meal. This is the reason why you got to be careful. I don't go to anyone's home to have a meal. I got to know you, to show me things. So wait a minute now. Talmudists were practitioners of the incantational rites through magic bowls. Type in on Google.com. The Aramaic incantation bowls, J-ish, society and culture at a crossroads. Pastor Colleen, that's on Google.com. The Aramaic incantation bowls, B-O-W-L-S, J-ish, I won't say the entire word, J-ish society and culture at a crossroads. If you get that link, put it up, Pastor Colleen. The op-ed is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Data Time or Standard Time, through the Herbert D. Katz Center. Thank you, Pastor Colleen. Through the Herbert D. Katz Center for Advanced Judaic Studies, the University of Pennsylvania. The Immaculate Deception of the Middle East. I'm not talking about Jewish people or Israelis. I'm talking one family that has caused this destruction for 2,000 years. The Bout, the Bout is named Rothschilds. Their day is up. It gets deeper. The Immaculate Deception of the Middle East. On my J-ish, I won't say the whole name, jishlearning.com, or just type on Google.com, magic in the supernatural magic bowls. Magic in the supernatural magic bowls. I won't say the whole name, jishlearning.com /article /magic -bowls / my jishlearning.com/article.
You guys have that one as well.
Then magic-bowls /. It's really websites. See, this is the reason why when someone calls you an anti-Semite, use this and say it came from your people. This didn't come from Bishop. I didn't get this from the Nation of Islam. Stop. This came from real Jewish patriots who are sick and tired of seeing a puppet regime government of the Rothschilds led by this devil Netanyahu. Yes,
That's
Hamas must be butchered. I have no problem with that. Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, the Muslim Brotherhood, and every terrorist organization in the Middle East and around the world. Yes, they must be slaughtered, but you cannot just indiscriminately destroy Palestinian people who have nothing to do with Hamas. But I'll tell you the reason why they're doing this. They're doing this, Pastor Ronald, because a Rothschild agent in Qatar, whose name is Bill Ackman, a multi-billionaire whose father owned the northern part of the Gaza Strip.
I wanted to ask you guys, I know we've been playing this, man. I could play the rest of this video out, y'all. If I do, it's going to maybe take most of the stream. I can try and still, I want to get back into some of the documents from last night, part 2. Obviously, I'm not want to, I have to. Did you guys want to continue to hear more? When I tell you, I did drop the link, so you guys can hear it on your own. We can get to some of the documents. Press 1 if you want to continue watching and listening. You do have all the information. You do have the link. You can watch it later. I just wanted to confirm a lot of the information that we've been going over the last couple of weeks, and the pastor just hitting on a lot of stuff. Like, it's crazy. But if you guys want to, we can definitely, a lot of you have probably seen some of this. I see at least 2 people in the chat that have watched this programming last night. It was like awesome. That's all I can say. If you guys would like to go on to the readings that we started last night, press 2. 1, 2. I see a 2. I see a 2, because we can get right to that as well. I would briefly go through the articles and then we'll get right to the reading if you guys would like. Press 2 if you guys want to continue with the reading from last night on the important documents we were going over with the elderly Indian rights and some other things that we'll get into. Press 2 if you guys want to go on. Press 1 if you want to continue listening to the pastor. I'll play for about 5 more minutes.
Bill Ackman, who owns the Persian Holdings Limited, where $6 billion that Joe Biden sent to the government of Iran is in the central bank of Qatar, ran by Bill Ackman, the Rothschilds, along with Hamas leadership. This is a game. Wait a minute. Hamas leadership in bed with Netanyahu, in bed with the Mossad, in bed with Bill Ackman in the Persian Holdings Limited out of Germany, who has an office in Qatar. And Bill Ackman is holding through escrow $6 million through the central Qatar.
The crack news. Y'all see it. Incantation bowls. Inventing Israel. Inventing. Satan Claus. And Saint Valentine. Mm. Jeez. Listen. Mm. Look, wrapped in the Baphomet. Hmm. Lord have mercy. We learn. We learn. I'm learning, Pastor. I learned. You have no friends. You have no friends. I got a few though, but in general. The symbols like these. You see? You see? All right. Cameroon. Trying to close some windows, guys. We about to get started. Okay. Close this one. PCK. Okay. Let's go. All right, my loves. It is a bright, beautiful day. Oh my goodness, it is going to be an awesome week. Let's get ready to get back into it. I know y'all ready. So, before I start reading this, let me read. I was trying to share with you guys something on this document. I'm so upset I cannot find it. I did screenshot some to put on TikTok. So let me go to I want to read at least the first part of this one article for you guys, so you can understand more of what's going on here. All right. This one. All right, I'm going to just read this to you. One of them. There are like so many documents. I'll have to pull up the documents, try and find them, and send them to my email so I can show you guys this. The United States District Court for the District of Delaware. The United States, which is the plaintiff, and Robert Hunter Biden, who is the defendant. Robert Hunter Biden is the defendant. Motion for leave to file amicus curiae brief and propose amicus curiae brief on the Heritage Foundation and Mike Howe. The Heritage Foundation and Mike Howe hereby move pursuant in the inherent authority of the court to accept amicus curiae briefs, which is to file the amicus curiae brief. The proposed amicus carte brief is attached as Exhibit C. Standard for permission, amicus brief in the district courts. 1. Amicus was unaware of any rule governing amicus briefing in the United States District Courts, Federal Court of Appellate Procedure. I'm going to give you guys this document. You can look it up. It is case number 1. Actually, let me put it in the chat for you. Hunter Biden case, so you guys to read up on this. Mr. Robert Hunter Biden court case. Number 1-23. Wait, let me see. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. CR 00061. There's a couple of them, guys, but I'm gonna give you just this one so y'all can see he in court. He got like 5 or 6 different cases against him. Now, y'all remember when that fake ass Atari war between the so-called Ukraine and Russia? I showed you guys last year that shit was Atari. It was like so fake. I had people in the chat so delusional. Oh, it looks like that when you're viewing it. Shut your ass up. You don't even know what you're talking about. Like literally, people be so brainwashed. It's ridiculous. I showed you guys the Atari war. That was a fake ass war that they were showing y'all because why? They were over there busting down Hunter Biden's underground cavern. Remember, he had the sex trafficking. They freed over 1,000 people. I told y'all about this many times. He had a supposed bio lab over there in Ukraine. Why? Why is it that you have a bio lab in Ukraine, Robert Biden? Why do you have a bio lab in Ukraine? What would be your purpose of having a bio lab in Ukraine? An underground bio lab at that. Sex trafficking, organ harvesting. You and your dad participating in all these things, everything that the pastor was just talking about. So now you're going to pay for these crimes against humanity. This is these charges are going to come against you, and you will not be able to. Yeah, let's go. Let me go back to my chat, see if I missed anyone that came in. Peace, love, and bliss to everyone that has come in. All right, okay, I think I'm up. I thought I kind of missed some of what you guys were talking about in the chat. 7 grams. Peace, brother. Peace, bliss. Yes, Angela, I appreciate you, darling. Appreciate your support. I'm so glad that you are learning, and this information is very pertinent. So we definitely need to be aware, darling. That's why I do this. I don't care how tired I am. If I can get myself together enough, I'm going to push this info to y'all. So yes. What did he say on the Tamaru? Because that's a name associated with many things, including the character. Yes, the Tamaru says the Tamaru is actually the demonic seed, created beings from Raytheum, the ones that they actually created on the walls of Egypt. They talk about the Tamaru that they created. They created the pale whites that walked on all fours. This is what they say on the Egyptian wall. This is deciphered from the Meta Netter as well. Do they skip any crimes against we are not a part of humanity, so do they skip any crimes against Aboriginal? I'm sorry, sis, I don't understand the question. If you go what do you mean? I'm sorry. All right, guys, we about to get to this right now, so we could finish hearing about the elderly. Let's start here. I'm gonna have to probably forward it anyway. Let me just take it off. Let's go down because we were to the next page. Okay, let's go.
Among the Council's numerous activities on behalf of the Indian elderly, several are training. During the past 2 years, Synagogue of Satan of Training and Technical Assistance, ATA, began implementation of a systematic effort to provide training to tribal aging program administrators. This effort was instituted in recognition of the tremendous need for such training opportunities, evident since NICO's inception and made more pressing by the passage of Title VI of the Older Americans Act. Accordingly, ATA met with a number of tribal aging program directors to determine their most critical training needs and effective approaches to meet those needs. Based on this input, the ATA organized a week-long training session composed of 8 workshops in a variety of topic areas, with resource persons drawn from both Indian and non-Indian aging programs, AOA regional and central offices, and representatives of other federal agencies. This training session, held in November 1979, attracted over 80 administrators of tribal aging programs around the country.
I'm not sure, Hodge, to be honest.
This training
brother.
was the first of its kind in the nation and constitutes the first national training effort for this constituency offered by any organization. A manual based on this training session was prepared by ATA and is available to Indian tribes, members of the National Aging Network, cooperating agencies, and the academic community to the extent of available supplies. The manual is a basic guide to the development and implementation of aging programs in the Indian community. It covers such topics as 1. An overview of the aging field in general. 2. Specific programs, e.g. nutrition, transportation, homemaker home healthcare, multipurpose senior centers. 3. Program administration. 4. Basic grantsmanship. 5.
So no elderly person should be hungry, right? No elderly person should be, oh, I need food stamps, this, and that. If they're an elderly Aboriginal Indian, right? They should not be hungry.
Advocacy. Technical assistance. In addition to the training efforts described above, NICOA has continually expanded its provision of technical assistance in response to ever-increasing requests from tribes and Indian organizations, federal agencies, congressional committees, and staff members. And members of the National Aging Network, including the National Association of State Units on Aging and the National Association of Area Agencies on Aging, ATA was consulted at various points in the planning process for the 1981 White House Conference on Aging. The office has responded to numerous requests by national aging organizations for presentations at national conferences, and a number of national organizations, such as the National Health Screening Council and the National Council for Homemaker Home Health Aid Services, asked for and received assistance in tailoring services and information materials to the needs of Indian tribes. NICO has also been consulted by a growing number of universities and colleges in regard to the development of curricula, workshops, and symposia in the field of aging. NICO has also provided direct assistance to post-secondary institutions in efforts to recruit Indian students at the secondary level. It is worthy of note that the training of a cadre of qualified Indian professionals in the field of aging has been severely reduced by the defunding of the Native American Gerontology program of the Rocky Mountain Gerontology Center at the University of Utah, the only such training program in the country. The need for such programs is acute, as evidenced by the fact that a NICO staff member is one of only 3 professionally trained Indian gerontologists in the country. Finally, NICO has continued to provide technical assistance to Indian tribes and organizations on an individual basis nationwide. Such requests range from identification of funding sources to interpretation of regulations to planning new tribal aging programs. NICO's technical assistance has also been solicited for the establishment of statewide Indian councils on aging in several states. Perhaps most notably, NICO was requested to lend its expertise in negotiations leading to designation of the Navajo Nation as the first interstate planning and service area, PSA, in the country. Finally, NICO augments these technical assistance efforts by publishing its quarterly and monthly newsletters, and mailing supplementary updates on legislative developments to all tribes and numerous organ nations and concerned individuals. Research. Over the course of the past 2 years, NICO has designed and carried out the first nationwide needs assessment of the Indian elderly.
Really?
This
We can't
research was
tell.
funded by the Administration on Aging, Grant No. 90*81369, in the amount of $207,607 in the first project year and $169,609 in the second project year. The research project was undertaken to remedy the virtual absence of accurate data on this segment of the population. Such data will be crucial to adequately justify, plan and evaluate programs for elderly Indians. Data was collected from approximately 800 randomly selected Indians aged 45 plus residing on reservations, in urban areas, off-reservation rural areas, and Alaskan Native villages, using a slightly modified version of Duke University's ORS, Older Americans Resources and Services instrument, supplemented with a questionnaire on housing and transportation. In conjunction with the survey effort, NICO also contacted state offices on aging and other public and private service provider agencies to determine what services are theoretically now available to the Indian elderly, and which are being utilized by them. The research findings have been published in report form. The report is available to the Aging Network, tribes, and the academic community, and provides the strongest information base to date on the social, economic, physical, and mental well-being of the Indian elderly, including a detailed look at services they are now receiving, as well as unmet needs. In addition, by using the ORS instrument, which has previously been administered to elderly populations in a number of U.S. cities and states, NICO has ensured that its data will be comparable to existing data on the U.S. elderly population in general. Analysis of the research data is expected to generate a number of more narrowly focused researchable questions, as well as significant policy recommendations regarding ways to eliminate barriers to services for elderly Indians. Title VI. Proceeding on the basis of its mandate from the First National Indian Conference on Aging, NICO's foremost priority at the time of its inception was the inclusion of Indian concerns in the 1978 amendments to the Older Americans Act. Accordingly, one of the first efforts undertaken by the National Indian Council on Aging was the drafting of an amendment to the Act authorizing a provision for direct funding to Indian tribes and organizations. This draft formed the basis for the legislation that ultimately became Title VI, Grants for Indian Tribes. Members and staff of NICO were called upon to provide expert testimony on the 1978 amendments and worked closely with members and staff of congressional committees in developing language reflecting the special needs of the Indian elderly for inclusion in proposed amendments. While Congress was considering the FIAD
The sound gone. Shit, I was gone, sis. They literally knocked me out. I couldn't get in. I couldn't even get in on my phone. Literally, they took the internet out my phone. Like, this shit crazy. Oh. Trying to kick it out again now. It took forever to just share the screen. This is crazy. The truth shall prevail. I am the light, the truth, the way, and no matter what, yeah. Y'all can't hide this truth. Y'all cannot keep us disinformed because I'm going to get it out either damn way. Like, stop playing with me. It's some bullshit. Let's go.
Periodically, Nico Mance. While Congress was considering the IAD funding level for Title VI, Nico again was frequently called upon by congressional committees and staff for expertise. Nico's staff also worked closely with administration on aging staff throughout the development of regulations for Title VI. Periodically, Nico mailed out information on this legislation to Nico members, Indian tribes, and organizations nationwide. Nico's staff also made numerous presentations on this subject to Indian organizations around the country during 1979. In addition, Nico has responded to literally hundreds of telephone calls from tribes wanting further details on this topic alone. The elderly Indian with 109,000 over 60 years of age. About 400 different tribes exist in the U.S. today, speaking over 250 distinct languages. Currently, there are close to 600 reservations, rancherias, and Alaskan Native villages, each with its own government. These reservations range in size from less than 1 acre to 14 million acres. Roughly half the Indian elderly population live on reservations, with the remainder in urban or non-reservation rural areas. Estimate, reservation 52%, urban 48%. The economic status of the Indian elderly is even less secure than that of most older Americans. In 1970, the median income level for elderly Indian men was $1,554, significantly below the poverty level. For women, the figure was even lower, $1,162. The 1980 census data is not expected to change this picture significantly. In 1970, the median income level for Indians on reservations was approximately $1,500 per year. Unemployment on reservations averages 37%.
Okay, can you guys hear me? It's circling. It's trying to kick me out again. Can you guys hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can at least hear me. This is nuts. Let's give it a second. Let it catch up. Let's give it a second. It's still trying to kick me out the stream. So let me give it a second, guys. Could be my energy because I am on like 20 this morning, like for sure. I'm literally on 20. Okay, y'all ready? Let's go. Sounds great. Let's go. It might just be some certain people. It might be just knocking you guys out. If you're having a problem, go out and come back in, guys. It may be trying to take your sound because a few people in the chat can hear fine. So it will do that. So just make sure you go out and come right back in. Restart your browser if need be.
Some reservations, that rate goes as high as 95%. According to the 1970 census, over 50% of the nation's Indian elderly had incomes below the poverty level, yet they receive far less than they are proportionately entitled to from the various income entitlement programs. For example, the 1970 census showed that only 45% of Indians over 60 received Social Security benefits, a lower rate than among the Anglo, Black, or Hispanic elderly. Another factor contributing to the low Indian
Black or
participation in these
Hispanic.
programs could be the lower life expectancy of Indian people compared to their non-Indian cohorts. In 1980, the estimate increased to 65 years, but in comparison the non-Indian life expectancy in 1980 climbed to 73.3. This means that the average Indian person barely lives long enough to reach the age of eligibility for most entitlement programs.
Why is that? Due to
Those who do are not likely to
genocide?
collect benefits for
Why
as
is
many
that?
years.
Is that due to the genocide that they continue to put upon the crystalline beings? Is that due to any of that? Do you think that may be the reason that our lifespan has changed when we used to live for hundreds of damn years? What y'all think of that? What y'all think? Y'all think that has something to do with it? With the compromising and the dehumanizing and the GMO products, the food, the crystalline things that they put in everything so that it can compromise us with that cube. Like, seriously, y'all get it? This shit crazy. Let's finish this out because I want to get to the next document as well.
As their non-Indian counterparts. NICO has, through its conferences, identified several factors that keep Indian elders from receiving the income supports they are entitled to under existing programs. As a result of the complexity of rules and regulations governing federal entitlement programs such as Social Security or Veterans Administration programs, many Indian elderly never apply for benefits or fail to complete the application process. Some of the regulations create hardships for Indian elders. For example, tribal dividends must be counted as income when SSI eligibility is determined. The Social Security program requires documentation of quarters worked, of marriage, and of age, all of which serve as barriers to utilization of programs. Another problem identified by NICO is the lack of outreach and programmatic information being made available to the Indian community. This is compounded by the underrepresentation, usually absence, of Indians as staff members of these various agencies. In addition, the process of enrolling in entitlement programs is much too complicated and lengthy, and there is rarely sufficient assistance for the Indian elder to negotiate the system. Housing and transportation are two of the most serious problems facing Indian elders, whether urban or rural. Overall, Indian housing is of poorer quality and is more crowded than dwellings of the general population.
More crowded than dwellings of the general population. Right? Let's get to this next document, guys, because I can keep going. When it comes to our elderly, it's like 92 pages in this particular document. So it'll be hard to stop. So I have to just stop somewhere. We're going to get into this document. This particular document is actually welfare reform. Welfare reforms and tribes that are using the TANF flexibility, right? Using the TANF flexibility to establish their own program. Oh, we have the right to do that? Well, hell yeah. I'll be telling y'all that. I'm trying to get this group together so we can get it popping, but people keep playing. I don't know if y'all think I ain't serious or what. I have a few people that know what's going on, but there are a few people, y'all be in and out. I don't know what be going on, but yeah, this is what it's about. Let's go.
Document resume at 465 486 RC 023 551 author title institution report no pub date note available from pub type EDRS price descriptors identifiers Fagnoni, Cynthia M. Welfare reform. Tribes are using TANF flexibility to establish their own programs. Testimony before the Committee on Indian Affairs, U.S. Senate. General Accounting Office, Washington, D.C. GAO 02-695 May 10, 2002 22 p. Statement of Cynthia M. Fagnoni, Managing Director, Education, Workforce, and Income Security Issues, United States General Accounting Office.
Just so y'all know, what are we talking about when it comes to the TANF program? When we're talking about this, we've been talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. Then it came to a big deal. Everybody, oh, the Snyder, October the 6th. That's the TANF program. This the Snyder they talking about right here. Let's not get it twisted. I want y'all to understand. Let's not get it twisted. Let's stay on point here. Y'all got it. Let's go.
For full text, http://www.gao.gov/new.item/d02695t.pdf. Reports research 143.
We can still use it though if we know how to apply it.
PC01 plus postage.
Yep.
Adult education, economic development, federal legislation, asterisk poverty, asterisk program design, asterisk reservation American Indians, tribal government, unemployment, welfare reform, welfare services personal responsibility and work op recon act, temporary assistance for needy families, asterisk tribal management abstract. A study requested by the U.S. Senate Committee on Indian Affairs examined tribal implementation of temporary assistance for needy families, TANF. Questionnaires were returned by TANF program directors in 34 states and by 148 American Indian tribes.
But if you
Meetings
went
were
to get some
conducted-
TANF, right? If you went to get some TANF, if you went to get Section 8, which you really should have been applying for Section 3, but if you got TANF, food stamps, Section 8, all this stuff is supplied to you from your trust. The trust is what funds all these damn programs. Didn't y'all see that yesterday? I just read it to you guys. We went through the whole documentation on that, and it actually shows you that the programs were set up for the welfare, the Section 8, the housing, all this is set up through your trust, the Indian trust. So if you're a person that's getting some welfare, TANF, public aid or whatever, if you're getting like WIC, if you're getting food stamps, if you're getting any type of housing assistance, this is all from the Indian trust funding. People have been shamed of this. I can remember years back, like friends of mine would like talk about, oh yeah, she on Section 8, this and that. You know, at the time I wasn't very aware of that being tied to the Indians. But now that I'm aware of it, it's like, wow, that's crazy, shaming these women for getting the help that belongs to them. It all belongs to us anyway. So how can they shame them for getting the help to help them that they know belongs to us? It's all ours. If we take it and go get the system for $1 million, that's my shit. Because I'm worth like 100 billion. Like, what's up?
With tribal leaders, program officials, and TANF officials in 5 states,
Yes, brother.
and representatives of
playing with
American
people.
Indian organizations and federal officials were interviewed. Despite tribal efforts to stimulate economic development, unemployment, and poverty rates on reservations remain high, and prospects for economic growth may be limited. Barriers to economic growth on reservations include geographic isolation and lack of education and job skills.
Mm-hmm.
The number of American Indian families receiving TANF assistance has declined significantly in recent years.
It declined significantly because they start shaming you, telling you that this is something you don't deserve. Get out there, you're lazy, go work a job, because they want your brain to be caught up in the system. They want you to go into the corporation to build more funding. Don't use the funding that belongs to you. Don't access that free cash system that they created for you with the programs off of your funding and off of your trust, but go ahead and create more trust, create more bonds so that you can bond out this money to other corporations and feed them. That's why we need you to work. Don't sit around and be lazy is what they say. Oh, the lazy ass people on welfare, they this and that. How's it lazy? Oh, that kind of reminds me of when they came to Nebraska and they started killing our people off then, right? What did they say? Oh, they sitting around under the trees and they don't have nothing to do and nothing to think about. The jealousy of it all. They hate that we have a life, that we're connected to this earth, and like all we have to do is worry about the day-to-day of feeding your family, tilling your land. They hated that shit. So now they shame you for getting what belongs to you. Every Indian should have unlimited food stamps, even though this food ain't shit. We should have unlimited food stamps legally. You should have housing assistance. They'll tell you these TANFs and this and that. You should go right to your township. They get funding for you. If you're staying or residing in the county, that county township is getting funding for you every year to pay for your housing, to pay for your electricity, to pay for your personal things. Yeah, all under consumer protection. They use that as well. Consumer, that is based off of your trust. It's only a consumer product that is prepaid because it was paid for out of your trust. Man, I get tired of going over this shit sometime, but yeah, y'all hear me.
Some reservations caseloads have remained the same or increased, and in some states American Indians represent a large and increasing proportion of the total TANF caseload. To date, 172 tribes have designed and administered their own tribal TANF programs, which are allowed flexibility in program design. Rather than emphasizing job search and work, most programs encourage recipients to pursue education or training activities. Challenges in implementing tribal TANF programs include a lack of reliable data on the number of American Indian TANF recipients, lack of infrastructure support, and lack of experience and expertise in administering welfare programs. It is not yet clear whether the flexibility in program design provided to tribes will allow them to meet
They won't even give me
TANF
a
goals
damn
given
stamp.
the economic circumstances on
Damn
reservations.
animals.
An appendix lists
I haven't
tribal
charged it, but
TANF
still.
programs. TD, reproductions supplied by EDRS are the best that can be made from the original document. United States General Accounting Office GAO testimony VOOVOQW before the Committee on Indian Affairs, U.S. Senate for release on delivery
love to you,
expected at
sis.
10 a.m. Friday, May 10, 2002 Welfare Reform U.S. Department of Education Office OT Educational Research and Improvement Educational Resources Information Center
To establish their own program. This is the key part.
NISTOC document has been
This
reproduced
is
as
key.
received from the person or organization originating it. Minor changes have been made to improve reproduction quality. Points of view opinions stated in this document do not necessarily represent official OERI position or policy. Tribes are using TANF flexibility to establish their own program. Statement of Cynthia M. Fagnoni, Managing Director Education, Workforce, and Income Security Issues LOCO. Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, thank you for inviting me here today to discuss how American Indian families have fared under welfare reform. Recognizing the sovereignty of American Indian and Native Alaskan tribes, the Congress included one provision in the 1996 Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act, PRURA, that give tribes the option to administer. Fagnoni, Managing Director Education, Workforce, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee,
thank you for inviting me here today to discuss, what? How American Indian families have fared under welfare reform. Recognizing the what? Recognizing the sovereignty of American Indian and Native Alaskan tribes. Notation and recognizing of the sovereignty. I thought they told you weren't sovereign, but here in their own documents, they tell you you are sovereign, right? You are a sovereign being. Don't they tell you that you're not sovereign? Don't they tell you, oh, that's like a misnomer? That's, something that people made up. That's, all of this stuff they say. But put a 1 in the chat if you understand that you are a American Indian sovereign. You are a sovereign American Indian. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to see if y'all understand this. You are a sovereign. Oh, y'all with me? Okay. Y'all heard that then. I want to make sure y'all heard me. I want to see if y'all really got that part. Let's listen again. Let's go.
Thank you for inviting me here today to discuss how American Indian families have fared under welfare reform. Recognizing the sovereignty of American Indian and Native Alaskan tribes, the Congress included one provisions in the 1996 Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act, PRURA, that give tribes the option to administer temporary assistance for needy families, TANF, programs either alone or as part of a consortium with other tribes rather than receiving benefits and services from state TANF programs. Because of the difficult economic circumstances on many reservations, the law also gives tribal TANF programs more flexibility than it gives to states to design their programs to meet TANF goals.
Y'all understand that because of you being a sovereign American Indian, all these programs from the TANF that are funding the whole state of every damn where, they get a separate funding, right? You are allowed this funding through the Bureau of Indian Affairs. The BIA is responsible for funding for all Indians, for all elderly. They have all these programs set up for you. And this Snyder shit, I'm sorry, guys, I'm just so annoyed. This Snyder stuff is a misnomer to try to get you under the wardship. Once again, I know I keep saying this, but I think a lot of people ain't getting it. They want to put you under the wardship because now they can use that programming of the wardship to distribute and siphon the money off and steal from you, as they have been doing. Literally, after I finished watching Bishop last night, I went to just check my messages, because I like to respond to people when they leave comments under videos. So I said, before I lay down, let me go to my studio and check my messages. I see somebody on there talking about, oh, I just don't understand why people charging to help people with the information. Slow down, sis, because now you're about to get cursed the F out, because I ain't really had but like 4 hours sleep in the last 48 hours, damn near. You on my comments saying some stupid shit that I get tired of these damn complaining, cheap, nasty ass people. You'll go to a university, you'll go to a college, you'll go to an event, let one of these YT Caucasian pale-faced ass people say, oh, I got something to teach you. Here's some new information. You'd be quick to go pay for a little dinner or to meet up at some type of annex, or they're going over information, to go to take a course, to take a class. Y'all pay thousands for that shit. I asked for a small donation for my time that I barely even have time for my own damn life. I have to make sure that I'm having time for my grandchildren, my children, the things that are going on, my personal life, things that are going on with me, advancing myself. I could say, fuck it. Oh, I'm sorry. This got me just thinking so bad, y'all. Y'all got to really forgive me. I am still a little tired, so I got to get my mind right. People always getting on me about my mind and my mouth. Let me chill. I was so tired last night. I gave like a long message to this person, but I literally want to really like curse them out. Like, I get so tired of lazy, inconsiderate, nasty, disgusting ass people that don't even think that I got a life of my own. Literally, I got damn near 700 videos on this damn page. If you can't go through them videos and get enough information to find your own shit and help your damn self, and you ain't continuing to learn with me on the daily, I don't know what to tell you. I done gave so much of myself to YouTube since I've been around this crap, just to make sure people are informed, enlightened. They're getting this information. They're spiritually connected. They're mentally connected. They are trying to get their health together in their physical body. I've spent so much time and dedicated so many freaking hours to this shit. For somebody to question me about wanting to be having a particular donation when I'm spending separate time from that. So when I'm taking time from one individual, teaching them something, or say if I do a class, I try to stay away from the classes sometimes because it just be a lot. But when I do a course or a class or something, and I'm teaching people individually, that's separate time. Because see, when I'm taking time away to teach you this 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5, I don't care if it's 20 people, one particular thing, I could be teaching that to a whole audience of people that will see this video later and they can get the information. So if I'm taking particular time to you, to specify what you need assistance with, to specify with your documentation, with your records, getting your shit straight so you can get to the point that I'm at. You don't think I deserve nothing for that? Is y'all sick? I'm really about tired of y'all people. The next somebody that say anything about me charging, I ain't charging shit. I'm asking for a simple donation for my time, some appreciation for all this shit that I'm doing. And if I'm taking time away from this platform, where I'm here to do it for free, I do this for free all day long. I could be getting paid off of YouTube. You know how many videos I got that I could get paid off of? I could be getting some good ass bread right through YouTube. I ain't even got to ask y'all for a cash app. I don't got to ask y'all to send in a donation. I don't got to do none of this. I could just be getting paid off of YouTube right now. They done sent me a thing like 3 or 4 times. I got a strike now. Let me correct that. Until I got the strike. I just got the strike though. That'll be over soon. But before I got the strike, y'all, I've been operating, doing all this, running this platform so I can make sure y'all get this information, doing everything I need. I ain't trying to pressure y'all, the YouTube about monetization. I could have been had monetization. I actually did it one day and I said, oh, I don't like this because they were telling me that I couldn't do certain things. They sent me a notice on a video I did. If y'all can remember, I had it up for like 2 days. This was sometime last year. I took the shit off. Why? Because they want to tell me what I can do, what I can't do. You can't play songs. You can't do this. You can't curse. I do that. I curse. It's not the best thing for some people, but I do, especially when I get passionate or upset. So they're telling me what I can and can't do. So I'm like, screw them. I forget that little money from them because my people going to get it the way I'm bringing it, real, raw, and real. So for people to be complaining to me about what I'm doing when I do all this shit out my heart, yo, if you ain't feeling me, get your ass on. Don't even come to my page. I'm so serious. I don't got time for people that got small ass minds that are selfish as hell, inconsiderate, don't give a damn about nobody but theyself. All they want to do is take. They don't got shit to give. Yeah, that part. Let's go. I just want to say that. I know I ain't even mean to go there, y'all, but man, I'm just letting y'all know. I'm tired. I'm about tired of people. I ain't gonna take but so much. Y'all can get gone. Because if this ain't for you, then this light is not your magnetism, dear. If this ain't for you, then you is not on the same frequency that we on. So stay your ass away and go somewhere else. Let's do that.
To date, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, HHS, has approved 36 tribal TANF programs, which serve over 170 tribes. These programs are still in the early stages of implementation. Half of the programs have been operating for fewer than 3 years. My testimony today is based on the preliminary results of a study that was requested by you, Mr. Chairman, as well as Senators Baucus, Bingaman, Conrad, and Dashley. We expect to issue the report in August 2002. Today, I will focus on 4 key issues. 1. The economic conditions and the prospects for economic growth on reservations. 2. How the number of American Indians receiving TANF assistance has changed in both state and tribal programs since the welfare reform law was enacted. 3. How tribes have used the flexibility in PRURA in administering tribal TANF programs. And 4. Challenges tribes face in implementing their tribal TANF programs.
Implementing their tribal TANF programs that we have the right to create. Make sure y'all got
in
it.
each of the 34 states where at least one federally recognized Indian tribe is based and to 370 federally recognized tribes, including the 36 tribal TANF programs. See Appendix I. 3. We received responses from all 34 states, 100%, and from 148 of the 370 tribes, 40%. While this response rate is low, it is higher than that of other studies that have surveyed tribes, and we are satisfied that the one in this statement, the term American Indians, refers to both American Indians and Alaska Natives. 2. In this statement, the term reservation refers to all types of tribally owned land. 3. This also includes surveys sent to the presidents of 9 Alaska Native regional nonprofit corporations. PRURA limits the entities in the state of Alaska that may operate a TANF program.
That part, bro.
The Metlakatla Indian Community of the Annette Islands Reserve and the 12 Alaska Native regional nonprofits are the only eligible entities. 3. Results can be used.
Yes, sister. I appreciate y'all so much. I swear y'all everything. Thank you, sister. And yes, do not let them bring me to that level. I'm sorry, guys, for getting upset. Like I am a little tired still, y'all. Literally, like I said, I was so tired. I was literally almost passing out. Do y'all realize, like last week during the bill, I passed the F out. This is serious right now. I'm not sick or there was nothing wrong with me. I was just tired as hell. Literally on the bill, I passed out, scared the shit out my baby. This is so real right now, guys. And so I do get a little upset because I just feel unappreciated, not by you guys, but by a lot of people. And then when they, why you this? Why? Don't why and ask me nothing. I'm a grown woman. And I will keep my attitude in check. Thank you, sister. That's why I have you guys around me, because the right ones, y'all know it ain't even worth it. But man, I just had to say that it blew my mind. But yeah, you guys are everything. Let's go. That's why I keep doing this for y'all. I don't give a damn about what they saying. Let's go.
To provide information about the tribes that have responded. 4. We also met with tribal leaders and program officials of 12 tribes in 5 states, Arizona, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota, as well as state TANF officials in those states.
That part says.
Finally, we interviewed representatives of American Indian organizations, as well as federal officials from HHS Administration for Children and Families and the Department of the Interior's Bureau of Indian Affairs, BLAT. We conducted this review in accordance with generally accepted government auditing standards. In summary, tribes have used various strategies to stimulate economic development, but despite these efforts, unemployment and poverty rates on reservations remain high, and prospects for economic growth may be limited. Nationally, the number of American Indian families receiving TANF assistance has declined significantly in recent years. However, on some reservations, caseloads have remained the same or increased, and in some states American Indians represent a large and increasing proportion of the total TANF caseload. To date, 172
I'll
tribes,
do it though.
either
I
alone
got
or
it.
as part of a consortium, have used the flexibility in PRUER to design and administer their own tribal TANF programs to meet TANF goals. However, tribes have faced a number of challenges in implementing tribal TANF programs. These include a lack of reliable data on the number of American Indian TANF recipients, a lack of existing infrastructure support, such as information systems, and a lack of experience and expertise in administering welfare programs. Tribes are still in the early stages of implementing their own programs, and it is not yet clear whether the flexibility in program design provided to tribal TANF programs will allow them to meet TANF goals given the economic circumstances on reservations.
What y'all think about that? Let's go on. I'm going to get to this next document real quick. And yeah, let's go. This is going to be talking about the direct funding through block grants. Direct funding through block grants.
Document resume institution report. Oversight grant J registered RRTTI *S through block grants to tribes to administer welfare and other he committee 4th R United States Senate, 104th Congress, 1st session. Congress of the U.S., Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Kevin.
Senate Committee on Indian Affairs.
Right, I got to learn to preserve
ISBN 0-16-047588-0. Senate HRG 104-131 April 5, 95. Attachments in appendix contain small, light, or smeared type. Superintendent Opound documents, Congressional Sales Office, Washington. DC Legal/Legislative/Regulatory Materials, 090, MFOL/PCLL plus postage. American Indians, Block Grants, Child Welfare, LEA Systems, Federal Aid, Federal Indian Rela.ion chip, Federal Programs, Hearings, Self-Tribe I degree, F Services, Tribal Government, IRBs, Welfare
Tribal
Services
government,
Congress 100
tribal government,
State Tribal Relationship, Tribal Managed PNT, Welfare Reform Abstract Affairs Receive D /F Registered Committee on Indian Diarrhea. Federal. Concerning the feasibility of providing. Discuss the Clinton administration's LUPR-VFL-WJFR REFLHT approach. A representative of the THLTTH General, DHHS, reported on a study indicating that the current structure of DHHS programs created a barrier to child receiving federal funds for foster care and other tariff ELR-nesses included U.S. senators, OJR agencies, and national NDR GA is it registered tribal governments to design and manage and the SOCHA.I services programs, concern that tribal sovereignty tribe J and the ship between TL and ITIF registered AL government be maintained, avoidance of CONFICT between tribal and state governments, J Ribble determinate I on one service population, and service delivery by multi-tribal consortia. Appendix of written statement, including L-Proland descriptions and funding details, SV, F.02C4-7 ed 391 616 SHRG. 104 to 131 direct funding through block grants hearing before the Committee on Indian Affairs United States Senate 104th Congress First Session Social Service Programs April.
Sis, this is what I'm trying to do. Everything that I do, right? This is why I've been doing private groups. This is why I put all the information out. I do the private group because I'm trying to get a distinctive amount of people. I'll show you guys everything that they use and how they've done things. We know what to do. I keep trying to, pull us together. I can't get people to come together with me because, people want to be the boss. People that don't really know what to do or how to do it. They just want to talk about, we need to this and we need to that. See, these people around YouTube will keep you stagnant. I'm trying to get y'all up and elevated to a whole nother damn level and shit. But since I can't get support from the YouTube community, I'm trying to get it from my people, y'all. And see, we got to do this together because I can't do it by myself, y'all. I do enough, like literally. Not trying to act like I'm the end all and be all, like I know it all and I can do it all, because I definitely need the help. That's why I'm seeking your help. I have my brother. I know you do, brother. My brother always hooking me up. I got like 3 or 4 brothers that the brothers don't play. Like seriously, I got a couple of my sisters that's like fire. But some of the brothers that's in our community don't play. I'm appreciated. I'm getting the support. I'm getting the help. You know, people will just contact me out the blue, like, yo, sis, da. You know, sending me emails. Kahi to mention one of the other brothers. That's another one of my fire brothers. Listen, I got people that got my back. I already got enough people to start this team, but we got to build up. And if y'all don't want to help build it, we're not gonna get nowhere. You know, we gonna get somewhere, but y'all not. Let me just say that y'all not gonna get nowhere. Y'all gonna be left in the folds, because once things start moving, I'm not gonna have time to be doing YouTube. I'm not gonna have time. I'll be still, you know, trying to keep you guys fed, but I'm not gonna be able to like shower y'all with this information. I'm not gonna have the time to, guys. I'm trying to get y'all, so we're doing this together so we can all use this energy and do what we need to do, because I know what we need to do. I just need the right amount of people and the right damn help. Until y'all come with me, we're going to still be doing the same thing. As far as y'all on this side, on my other side, we're going to be making moves and y'all going to still be stuck. That's all I can say. I don't know what to tell y'all.
5th, 1995, Washington, D.C.U. OCPAPRRMLMT.
Sis, hit me. I already told you. I could, you know, I'll help you out. Let me know.
Please. Fukatlanal Resources Information Center Lurl JC LNS. Iacument BN reproduced as are received Iram the person or organization originating it, and minor changes have been made to improve reproduction quality. Pointiat view or opinion stated in Thitoku meant do noi nesani represent Adrashiat oeri positron or posi 90 to 277 cubic centimeters US. Goten Purur Mangio Kick Washington, 1996 Las LCLN TBCL-.S.ch Acnan KNLL Ramimi. Iria VV-MOL.N. .LO.MUKNS star. UM.VNN.LNU.NPC ISBN 016047588-0. Committee on Indian Affairs John McCain, I/Neil K. Inuk Frank Murkowski, Alaska Slade Gordon,
Frank who?
Washington Pete.
Frank who? Who did they say? Frank who? Didn't the passages talk about certain people? We're talking about these bloodlines that have even interceded in the Bureau of Indian Affairs so they can have control with your devil ass. Pay attention. Pay attention.
V. Domenici, now Mexico Casabom, Kansas Don Enchkels, Oklahoma Campbell, Colorado Craig Thomas, Wyoming Orangey. Hatch,
Real
Utah.
quick. Yes, guys, we did not get the last private stream in because, oh my gosh, this weekend was so busy. I was with my grandbabies. I hadn't seen them in a couple of weeks because, you know, it was so much going on. I miss and love my freaking baby. So I really didn't have time. I was barely able to get in there to do the Build Sunday with Haru. So you guys know. So make sure, guys, that y'all just, you know, stay focused on everything. And we're definitely going to do the last private stream. Remember, we were supposed to have it in before yesterday, but too much going on. I could not get it in, guys. So we will be doing it before Friday. I don't know if we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it Friday because there is some, you know, y'all know it's a few things that I can't talk about on here, or, you know, I don't want to get certain strikes or things of that nature. So what we'll be doing is our private, maybe Friday. It may be Friday or Saturday, but I'll let you guys know. Anybody that's in the private stream, just check your emails by Thursday or Friday. Just to check on that. Okay, guys. All right, let's go. Remember, the group will be picked. Everyone will be. I'll be picking a certain amount of people that are interested to be a part of participating in what we're trying to do. Not trying, what we are doing and going to do. I also need people to volunteer that are willing to help and do whatever they can to be a part of what we're doing. You need to make sure you're emailing me and send me, you know, some confirmation. Yes, sis, I'm with you. I got you. What you need from me, that type of thing. Let's go.
Arizona, Chairman Hawaii, Vice Chairman Kent Conrad, North Dakota Harry Reid, Nevada Paul Simon,
Hit my
Illinois
email,
Daniel
sis. Let me
K.
put it in the
Akaka,
chat.
Hawaii Iaul Wellstone, Minnesota Byron L. Dorgan, North Dakota Patwi, M. Dinkten Chief Counsel Atricia MCI, Mentee Staff T Director, Chief Counsel, Contents Page @ at D. Thomas, Vice President, Navajo Nation, Window Row 20 Bain, Mary Jo, Assistant Secretary, Administration for Children
part,
and
sis.
Families,
I'll be forgetting.
Department of Health and Human Services Boyd, Merle, Second Chief, SAC, and Fox Nation, Stroud OK 4 Early, Harry D. Chairman, all in and Pueblo Counal -4 Floyd Richard, Commissioner, Beltrami C. NTY, Bemidji, 1 I. Grob, George, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Evaluation and Inspections, Office of the Inspector General, Department of Health and Human in M. ONT Owenid from Hawaii, Vice Chairman. Com McCA OM Joe U.S. And Nader from / Chairman. Committee Ngrisik Ma 4, Chairm Tribe of the Grand Rondo Tribe I Murkowski, Honorable Frank H., U.S. Senator from Alaska, Nado, Ida, United Tribes Director of Employment and Training Rebar, Joan, Chairwoman, SAC, and Fox Nation of Missouri M. Nebraska SAC SAR ** Homnick State Repres from New Mexico 26. Simon, Honorable Paul.
Did you guys know that if you went to Canada right now, this is something random that just popped in my head to tell you guys. If you went to Canada right now, or if you went to Alaska right now as an Indian, right, you can immediately get a plot of land and start getting funding. Did y'all know that? Right now, like literally in 2023. You go there through the government, let them know that you are Indian, you immediately start getting funded, and you immediately get a plot of land. Did y'all know that? Just a little tidbit. Let's go.
Senator from Thunder, Margaret, Director, H. Emily and Children and Ryikes 14 Whit Cather, Bobby, Chairman, Red Lake Band of Chippewa Indians 14 Ucklestone, Han. Paul, U.S. Senator from Minnesota *4 App.Ndix prepared statements, R*RR Antone, Martin, President, Intertribal Council of Arizona Obiat City, Thomas.jgbctw ID*S, Weeda OGAS UX Tribe 69 Boyd, Merle, on behalf of Elmer Monatawa, Nzipple Chief, 6D Descamp, Norman, President, Minnesota Chippewa Tonbi Ida Weaver, Washington RMRE Entative, Indian, and Native American M. Employment and Training Coalition Early, Harry D. Florhaug, Richard, VJ7 * VU Gaish Kaibos, President, National Congress of American Indians, with resolutions, Grob, George, with attachments, Hal Britter, Ray, Nation Representative. Oneida Indian Nation _ I James, Evelyn, Tribal President, San Juan Southern Paiute Tunbi, Anzona 1 QR Johnson, Scott A. Muskogo Nation 7. Joseph, James Lairtons. Chairman, Soxalriethalkundieri Tunbi Kirk, Brenda K., Deputy Director, F. Grams Operation and Management, Health Division of Cherokee Nation W15X * RI Monatawa, Elmer, Principal Chief, SAC, and IOX Nation B.I Mankil Crew.
I'm sorry,
Wilma,
guys. I see the chat.
Principal
I'm just doing
Chief,
something. Give me a second.
Cherokee Nation Malson, Tom, Chairman, Lac du Hambo Band OL Lake Supener Chippewa Indians Cruiser Crew, Mark, Nedo, Ida, Hi. Prepared statements continued National Indian Child Welfare Association NOMI, Clara Whitehip, Chairperson, Crow Nation, Montana Pomanti Jr., Eddie, Chairman, Colville Business Council, Colville Confederated Tribes Pemberton, Alfred R., Chairman, Leech Lake Tribal Council Rebar, Joan Salazar.
I ain't leaving nobody. Trust that.
Nick,
as long as y'all
State
with me.
Representative F. Rom New Mexico Shields, Caleb, Chairman, Assiniboine and Sioux Tribes, Fort Peck Reservation, with supplemental, Taylor, Jonathan L., Principal Chief, Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians. Thomas, Edward K., President, Central Council of the Tlingit and Haida Indian Tribes of Alaska Trope, Jack F., Council, Association on American Indian Affairs, Inc. White Feather, Bobby, with attachments, Wellstone, Han, Paul, U.S. Senator from Minnesota. Additional material submitted for the record. Alaska Native Coalition on Employment and Training, Concerns, Carls, Francis G., Chairwoman, Lower Elwha SL Clallam Tribe Gomez, Maria, Commissioner, Department of Human and Services, Minnesota, Letter.
I'll be back,
Kindle,
guys. Gonna make me
Willie,
a drink real
F.
quick.
Carrot Sident, Rosebud Sioux Tribe, Letter, Milham, Al, Tribal, Chairman, Forest, County Potawatomi Community. Letter,
That's
Ross,
my family.
Doug, Department of Labor. Letter, Sanchez, Lauren Dottie, Executive Director, California Indian Manpower Consortium Incorporated. Letter, Switopkadu Air, Ramona. Employment Services Department Director, Cook Inlet Tribal Council Incorporated. Letter, Seiler, Warren, Chairman, Spokane Tribe of Indians. Position paper and questions with responses. Page 202, 80, 87, 215, 61, 57, 218, 81, 83, 84, 42, 39, 222, 244, 224, 225, 228, 88, 89. Oversight hearing on providing direct funding through block grants to tribes to administer welfare and other social service programs. Wednesday, April 6, 1996. U.S. Senate, Committee on Indian Affairs, Washington, D.C. The committee met, pursuant to notice, at 9:32 a.m. in room 485, Senate Russell Building. Honorable John McCain, Chairman of the Compresent Senators McCain, Murkowski, Inouye, Simon, and Wellstone. Statement of Han John MCCAIN, U.S. Senator from R50NA, Chairman, Committee on Indian Affairs. The Chairman. I want to thank all of the witnesses for appearing before the committee, in particular those of you who have traveled great distances to be here. I know that you have done so because welfare reform will significantly impact the lives of tribal members in your states and your parts of the country. I dare not have to restate the statistics that reveal that American Indians and Alaska Natives are disproportionately represented as WCARE recipients compared to other populations in the United States. You are all too familiar with this data. It is imperative, however, that this information be provided to other member-T/E104th Congress began. The committee has heard concerns of Indian tribes and Alaska Natives that the unique needs of Indians will be ignored during the welfare reform debate. Unfortunately, Indian concerns were not part of the debate in the House because an amendment offered by Congressman Don Young and Bill Richardson that included provisions for Indian tribal governments was rejected by the Rules Committee. Fortunately, we do not have that kind of procedure in the U.S. Senate, which is one reason why Senator Inouye and I both left the House. Lagter 1. However, I was pleased to learn that the Senate Finance Committee recently invited testimony from Indian Tunbase in its welfare reform hearings at the request of its chairman. Senator Packwood. I have publicly stated on several occasions that I believe that welfare reform has the potential for offering a rare opportunity for Indian tribes. The primary reason that the Congress is undertaking welfare reform and promoting block grants is to enhance local government control over these programs. Our rationale is similar to the federal Indian policies that I and Senator Inouye and other bears of this committee have continuously promoted for Indian Tunbal governments. To date, however, the discussion on who should administer block grants has been limited to the states. I understand the desire of Indian tribes to advance the government-to-government relationship and Indian self-determination by accessing direct funding from the federal government, and I have made a commitment to do all that I can to assist tribal governments in this effort. To move toward this goal, the committee must obtain information on the feasibility of providing direct federal funding to Indian tribes, and the ability of Indian tribes to administer local welfare assistance programs or to use federal funds to contract for state or county services. We will examine existing federal programs which provide both direct and indirect funding to tribes. It is also necessary to obtain information on the successes and the obstacles experienced by TNBP that currently administer welfare assistance programs. Finally, I'm sure that you all understand that it is extremely important that the committee address many concerns that will likely develop in the debate on welfare reform, such as, how can Congress provide flexible tribal administrative authority and still hold tribes accountable for basic financial management and program implementation? How can Congress encourage tribal and state courts to cooperatively enforce child
Through
support
Chancery
orders
Court.
to offset state and
Chancery.
tribal cash assistance programs? And how can we establish clearly defined service populations
Yes, I'll put it
so
in the
that
chat
states
too.
and tribes avoid duplicative sendees, and more importantly, ensure that individuals in need receive assistance? As you can see, due to the interest in this issue, we have a longer witness list than usual. Therefore, in order that we can accommodate all of the witnesses and that there is ample time for questions and answers, I would ask that each witness summarize their testimony. Be assured that I have read the testimony of all the witnesses and it will be made a part of the record. Spatter Anuya is here this morning, our distinguished vice chairman. Unfortunately, he will have to leave, because he must tend to the defense appropriations supplemental that we all hope is in its final throes, although that may be a bit premature. I know you must leave us, Senator Anuya, but we're grateful that you could come by this morning, and we know that you have some views on this issue and we appreciate your participation and understand why you have to leave. SDA payment of Han Daniel K. Anuya.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next document. There are a few more things I told you guys. I want to go over this one as well. Remember, we went over the Oregon experience. Remember, I showed you guys the log and how they took and transferred everything to these people, acting like it was us, pretending while bringing in the natives, saying, oh, there weren't any blacks. There weren't any, even though we read they were all near the hills and they just weren't counted on the census, so on and so forth. So we read about the Klamath tribe, right? So let's go. Let's get a little more information on this relating to the TANFs.
Welfare Reform and American Indian Tribes. Critical Decisions for the Future of Indian Families. Chapter 1. Introduction. The Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996. PRURA gives tribes the option to run their own temporary assistance to needy families, TANF,
they do what?
program, or to leave these services under the administration of the state.
Oh gosh,
this report shares the experiences and lessons learned by 8 tribes that are applying the options available to them by the welfare reform legislation in 8 different ways.
Y'all ready? Let's go.
It describes how and why these tribes selected their options regarding welfare reform and TANF. It also looks at relationships between tribes and states, and how welfare reform has affected tribal programs and families. The case studies highlight the processes tribes use to tailor a welfare program to their communities. 3 states were included in this study: Oregon, Wisconsin, and Arizona. Each had tribes that had submitted TANF plans and that had not. See Appendix A for information on the study approach and the Executive Summary Table 1 for information on the 8 tribes. The tribes vary in size but all had an unemployment rate that exceeded the national unemployment rate prior to welfare reform. 6 of the tribes designed and are administering a federally approved TANF plan, and 2 are not. Of the 2 tribes that are not operating their own TANF plan, 1 serves as a contractor for the state's welfare reform program and the other works with the state to serve TANF families. American Indian communities are among the most poverty-stricken in the United States. Many Indian families have multiple barriers to employment, including alcohol abuse, a history of domestic violence, or social and mental health needs that cannot be met with currently available counseling resources.
I wonder where we get these mental health needs from, all the abuse and, stuff like that. Like, we get so much, right? Is that, do you guys think that that's why? Okay, I got to start paying attention, y'all. I'm really not used to getting cash apps. I know recently I started putting my thing on the stream, and I do forget, guys. I get so wrapped up in the information. So please, anyone that sends anything in, if I don't mention you right away or I may forget to look at my cash app, please forgive me. You are so appreciated. Just like the brother yesterday that sent in a donation. I made sure I mentioned it today because I didn't know that last night. So just so you know, it's appreciated, guys. It's very helpful whether you know it or not. I don't care what you have to give. Let me know that you have something and it is current that gives me energy. Lets me know that I am appreciated. You guys let me know in the chat. You guys have built up the energy You guys see, y'all took me right away from that negative energy I was feeling from that one comment I talked about. Y'all, everything, like seriously. I want to thank Lionel Clement for the cash app you sent in, brother. Thank you so much. You're so appreciated. Kevin Lynch, appreciate you, brother. You already know. Oh, he said no shout. I'm sorry, brother. I didn't read that. I'm just reading the names. I just noticed it. I apologize, but thank you. Yolanda Weems, thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Brian McClinton, I appreciate you as well, brother. You guys are so appreciated when you are assisting me, like literally giving me extra energy. Even though I'm gonna make sure I get it up. Even if I don't get energy, y'all still gonna get this work. But y'all definitely help when you're providing a little bit of that to back me up. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. Dang it, I talked too long.
Chapter 1. It describes although it is too soon to assess the long-term impact, American Indian communities are among the most poverty-stricken in the United States.
Why is that?
Many Indian families have multiple barriers to employment, including alcohol abuse, a history of domestic violence, or social and mental health needs that cannot be met with currently available counseling resources. Although it is too soon to assess the long-term impact of welfare reform on Indian communities, this report can help tribal leaders and other policymakers begin to evaluate TANF program options and alternatives based on the experiences of other tribes. O. Eric. Chapter 2. The Oregon Experience. The thrust of Oregon's Transitional Assistance to Needy Families State Plan suggests a philosophical difference between the state's approach and the federal TANF. Oregon's Welfare to Work effort is called the Jobs Opportunity and Basic Skills Program, JOBS. The state's approach, which some see as a model for the rest of the coin tree, focuses on moving clients into jobs as quickly as possible, rather than on long-term training. By 1997, 87% of Oregon's TANF families were employed. In contrast, the nationwide goal was set at 50% by the year 2002. The Oregon plan includes an exemption from the federal requirement of a 5-year time limit. It stipulates that as of July 1, 1996, no family can receive TANF cash assistance for more than 24 months over an 84-month consecutive period. However, as long as clients comply with the program, the 24-month limit is suspended. There is no time limit for families who cooperate with the program's work requirements, which makes it one of the nation's more flexible programs. The state of Oregon has been helpful to tribes interested in establishing their own TANF programs. The state began holding meetings with the Klamath and Siletz tribes in October 1996, shortly after FURA was passed. State officials identified 3 stages of coordination: deliberation, planning, and implementation. The Klamath tribe was the first tribe whose TANF plan was approved and implemented. State officials worked with the tribe to identify how many Native Americans and non-Indians were receiving aid to families with dependent children, AFDC, getting emergency assistance, or participating in jobs programs in 1994. Using these percentages, the share of funds allocated for the Klamath TANF system in Klamath County was calculated. The Siletz tribe, which serves 1 counties in western Oregon, used a different approach. In some cases, other tribal populations were also represented in the state's head coint. Thus, after consulting with the tribe, the state used a single month to calculate what percentage of Indian clients would constitute the tribe's actual caseload. The state used March 1994, the month with the highest numbers, as the baseline month to calculate the percentage of potential Native American clients. Consultation with the tribe proved invaluable to the state during this critical first step of identifying the client population. Klamath tribes. The Klamath tribes were the first to have an approved TANF plan. They opened its doors to TANF families on July 1, 1997. Tribal leaders, acting on advice from their staff to formulate TANF policies and plans, thought that the tribe could administer the program better than the state could. Before deciding to proceed, tribal leaders addressed an array of concerns. They concluded that the tribes could better oversee Native American clients' cases and thus could serve them better than state. Administering TANF would be an exercise in tribal sovereignty. Services to clients in tribal programs would be better coordinated, and by running their own TANF program, the Klamath tribes would be in keeping with their progressive culture and have control over their community's progress. Startup funding was not available to the Klamaths. This resulted in an initial staff FMG shortage until the program gradually increased its caseload and funding for administrative costs became available. Coordination with the state. The relationship between the Klamaths and the state had in the past been strained. This is one reason elected tribal officials decided to operate TANF services directly. However, when Oregon state officials assisted the Klamaths in establishing their TANF program, tribal staff members reported working well with state officials. Indeed, they described the relationship as positive and beneficial. Examples of tribal/state coordination include a recent executive order by Oregon Governor Kitzhaber requiring a government-to-government relationship with tribes in the state.
Government-to-government relationship with tribes in the state. Let's listen to this about the reservation boundaries and the map animation. This is quick, but just showing you, show you this quick video. 1.2 million acres in 1901 with reservation boundary. In 1910, 865,000 acres. 1954, 527,000 acres. 1959, 0 acres termination. Interesting, right? I want to show you guys something. Let me see. Why terminate tribes? The federal government would no longer be financially responsible for the tribe if the tribe as a political entity no longer existed. Terminating tribes, being a tribal member of the government so that you can go under their construct. They can keep stealing from you and keep using you, send you out a little stipend each month. Here you go, Snyder people. Here's a good reason for you. Why would you want to terminate? Why would you want to start? There are tribes that are trying to terminate at this time, still to this day. They have been doing these particular sanctions to terminate themselves from the government and have control and seeking control so they can get their land back. Even the ones that are the perpetrated actors, the ones that the government used to implant in your place. And now these people really think they own this damn land because they was used as place setters. Like, the shit is crazy. It's really like a fantastic story and a dream in their damn head. They thought they was going to get away with it, but it's over. It's a nightmare for us. And we waking up out of that. We ain't scared of no damn devils. Also, to terminate the tribe, if the tribe ceased to be legally in existence, the natural resources that were once just theirs would now be available for others to use. Isn't that interesting, guys? Well, how interesting is that? How interesting is that? Let me go here. I said I wasn't going to read, but I'm going to go here real quick. Just to get a little more information for you guys on this before I get to the next thing, because I'm about to be, we had 3 hours, guys. Dang, I might have to do a part 3. Public law, we got into this yesterday, just to, recall. I'm going to make sure you guys know this statute, number 68, public law 587, on all the information we were just going over. Sister, I did it. Let me see. Public law. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate you, love. So appreciate it, darling. Okay. Thanks so much for your cash out there. The thieves are stealing from the other thieves and taking from the original people. Yes, the thieves. Wait, here you go, bro. You got it right. The thieves using the other thieves and actors and agents to steal from the people. They're doing it with a conjoined effort, right? They need each other. And then they can keep, oh, you guys aren't us. Why you guys keep saying that you're natives? You're not natives. You guys, we're the natives. We're the ones on the reservation. We have tribal cards. We're associated because we are indigenous to the United States Corporation. They so stupid, they don't even know the difference between indigenous to the land and indigenous to the court. It's crazy, right? Real crazy. That part, brother, right? Right? Let's read a little bit of this. We did get into this yesterday. I wanted to read just a little bit portion of this. To provide for the termination of federal supervision over the property of the Klamath tribe, any tribe that goes to go against this, remind you that they're using this. We're using this as an example because we were talking about Oregon, and I want you guys to really see how in depth this was with 2 million acres of land. The Klamath tribe of Indians located in the state of Oregon and the individual members thereof, and for their other purposes. Be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled that the purpose of the act is to provide for the termination of federal supervision over the trust and restricted property of the Klamath tribe Indian. They said over the trust, y'all. Y'all see it, right? Y'all see this. Let me put it in the chat for y'all just in case anyone comes in late. For the trust, I'm going to read that part again. The purpose of this act, I want you guys to see this, very pertinent. The purpose of this act, right, is to provide for the termination of federal supervision over the trust and restricted property of the Klamath tribe of Indians, consisting of the Klamath and the Modoc tribes and the Yahushkin band of Snake Indians and of the individual members thereof for the disposition of federally owned property acquired or withdrawn from the administration of the affairs of said Indians, and for the termination of federal service furnished such Indians because of their status as Indians, the status as Indians, the termination of the status, taking them out of the wardship, so that these purposes of the act is to provide for the termination of them over the what? Over the trust, for termination over the trust and the restricted property of the tribe. So if that act applies to them, does it apply to all the Indians? Would it apply to all the Indian tribes that want to self-determinate because they said that you are what, sovereign? Didn't they just say that? Didn't they just tell you that? So that would apply to what, you too, right? So all we need to do is get ourselves together so we can start applying our own programs, getting our funding and taking over the rulership and the control of it, right? That makes plenty of sense to me. For the purpose of this act, tribe means the Klamath tribe of Indians, consisting of the Klamath and the Modoc tribe and the Yahushkin band of Snake Indians. Secretary means the Secretary of the Interior. Lands means real property. Means white landowners. Land means real property, interest therein or improvements therein, and including the what? Water rights. That's just one of the rights. We're not talking about all the minerals that we have, and we have rights too, right? That's just one that they are claiming, right? Tribal property means any real or personal property, including water rights or any interest in real or personal property that belongs to the tribe and either is held by the United States in trust, for the tribe, or is subject to a restriction against alienation imposed by the United States. Well, hey, why the heck do I need the United States to hold anything in trust for me? Y'all a corporation that have not done anything but demise us. You don't have any benefit for us. Y'all not trying to help us. Y'all not doing a damn thing. So why would we need y'all to have the guardianship over our trust? And why would anybody in their right, proper sense of mind decide that they want to go under the wardship so that they have guardianship over your trust, instead of you assuming your responsibility as a grown man or woman with a non-feeble mind that has the right of thinking and the rights of passage in their mind and their light to be able to do this themselves, right? Why would y'all do that? Why would they throw this Snyder out there like you guys ready to jump like freaking rats? Like you don't have any self-worth, any self-value, right? Thank you, sis. See, y'all know how to hype your girl up, giving me some love. When I say I get that love, y'all make me feel so great. I don't care if it's 2-3 people in here. As long as y'all getting it, I'm with it. sis. It ain't for them. It's okay, baby. It ain't for them, sis. That's why they demise me. That's why everybody in this community, every time you turn around, somebody's trying to ostracize me, or, oh, we ain't gonna deal with her because she this and that. But y'all ain't doing shit. Like, I had to leave people alone. People that you'll say is your friend, you find out they're not by their actions, right? So this is why as I started this alone, the ancestors have led me to see that, hey, you can't depend on people. People don't have your best interest. They have their interest at heart. And if it's not appeasing to them or for their benefit, no matter what you're doing for the people, they don't even see it because they worry about what they doing. But see, me, myself, I got y'all. Let's go. Adult means a member of a tribe who has attained the age of 21 years of age. So, when you're 21 years of age, you are sovereign. In an Indian, you're an adult. You are able to be in your own capabilities. You just have to make sure you let them know, hey, I'm not feeble-minded. I don't need to be a ward of the state because what? I can handle my business. Section 3. At midnight of the date of enactment of this act, the roll of the tribe shall be closed, and no child born thereafter shall be eligible for enrollment, provided that the tribe shall have a period of 6 months from the date of this act in which to prepare and submit to this date as this act, which shall be published in the Federal Registry. If the tribe fails to submit such roll within the time specified in the sanction of the secretary shall prepare a proposed roll for the tribe, which shall be published in the Federal Registry. Any person claiming membership rights to the tribe or an interest in its assets or a representative of the secretary on behalf of any such person may within 90 days from the date of publication of the proposed roll file an appeal for the secretary contesting the inclusion or omission of the name of any person on or from such rolls. The secretary shall review such appeals and his decision thereof shall be final and conclusive after disposition of all such appeals. The roll of the tribe shall be published in a federal registry, and such roll shall be final for the purpose of this act. Section 4. Upon publication in the federal registry of the final rolls as provided in Section 3 of this act, the rights or the benefits of interest in tribal property of each person whose name appears on the roll shall constitute personal property which may be inherited or bequeathed, but shall not otherwise be subject to alienation or encumbrance before the transfer of title to such tribal property. The transfer of title to such tribal property as provided in Section 6 of this act without the approval of the secretary. Any contract made in the violation of this section shall be null and void. The secretary is authorized and directed to select and retain by contract at the earliest practicable time after the enactment of this act and after the consultation with the tribe in the general meeting called for this purpose, the services of qualified management specialists who shall 1, cause an appraisal to be made without not more than 12 months after their employment or as soon as thereof of the practicalities of all tribal property, showing its fair market value by practicable logging or other appropriate economic units. 2, give each adult member of the tribe immediately after the appraisal of the tribal property an opportunity to elect for himself, and in the case of the head of the family, for the members of the family who are minors, to withdraw from the tribe and have his interest in the tribal property converted into money and paid to him, or to remain in the tribe and participate in the tribal management plan and be prepared pursuant to paragraph 5 of this subsection. Did you guys understand it? Do I need to break it down? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all understood that very clearly. I want to know if y'all following this. Do y'all get that? Do you understand? Do you see what your girl's telling you? Do y'all see it? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to say if y'all don't comprehend this. Okay, let's go. If you guys don't get it, let me copy this and put it in the chat too. Did I put that in the chat? No. Let me put it in the chat for you guys because I don't know if y'all got that because the chat looking real quiet right now. Shit, that was like a bingo moment. I don't know if y'all get it. Like message. Brother told me be like message. That was a message. Did y'all get it? Do I need to go read that part again or like what's going on? Did y'all get it? Who got that? Put some comprehension in the chat so I know y'all with me. Who got that? Do y'all need me to break it down? Put a 1 if you need me to break it down, actually. Put a 1 if you need me to break it down. Put a 2 if you got it. Because I'm wondering if y'all got that. I'm wondering if y'all heard that. 2 separate trusts. That's right. You get it? Each member of the tribe, immediately after the appraisal of the tribal property, an opportunity to elect for himself or herself, and in the case of the head of family, for the members of the family as well, right? And what they can do is, pursuant to this particular paragraph in chapter 5 and subsequent to it, who are minors, are to what? Withdraw from the tribe and have his or her interest in tribal property converted into money. What are they talking about? And paid to him or her, or to remain in the tribe and participate. So if you remain in the tribe, or if you become a part of the tribe, if you enlist or enroll in the tribe, like the Snyder application, come on and be a ward of the state. If you're doing that, you cannot do this because you are under their wardship. All right, Angela, you with me? You got it, sis. You got it. You got it, baby. You got it. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Who else with me? Who else with me? Oh, yeah. Sis with me too. Yeah. Y'all got it. 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 Keith said, yeah, we got it. He said 2 after I changed it. So yes, we all got it. So let's go, guys. All right. Get back to it. Section 3. Determine and select the portion of the tribal property which is sold at the appraised value would provide sufficient funds to pay the members who elect to have their interests converted into money. Arrange for the sale of such property. But why would they do that? And distribute the proceeds of the sale among the members entitled thereof, provided that whenever funds have accumulated in the amount of $200,000 or more, $200,000 or more, such funds shall be distributed pro rata to the members who elected to take this distribution of their individual shares, and thereafter, similar to pro rata distribution shall be made whenever the funds have accumulated in the amount of $200,000 or more, until all the property set aside for the sale shall be or have been sold and the proceeds distributed. But how can they sell it? They don't own it. Some of these people talking about selling shit that don't belong to them. How can they talk about selling something that don't belong to them? It's amazing. Provided further that any such member shall have the right to purchase any part of such property. Purchase your own property. Oh, you may not be an Indian, so we must be talking about these natives. Oh, for not less than the highest offer received by competitive bid, and to apply toward the toward the purchase price, all and any part of the sum due to him for the conversation of his interest in tribal property. Provided further that when determining and selecting the portion of the tribal property to be sold, due consideration shall be given to the use of such property of grazing purposes by the members of both groups of the tribe. Pretty interesting, huh? Then we had 3 hours and 15 minutes, guys. we're gonna definitely do a part 3 because I want to get more into this, but I want to show you one more thing on this Israeli stuff real quick, only because they ended yesterday. The shit is over. It's a wrap. All contracts cease to exist after the 31st. So it's a wrap. It's a wrap for them, y'all. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. They might as well get a bowl, get some Christmas wrap, which is that satanic ass shit, wrap it all up like they want to wrap them bowls up and put that shit right in there. You know what? I ain't gonna even say the word, but y'all know. It's a wrap. A toilet paper wrap, that part. Oh gosh, these people something else. I swear I gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes, because I swear I be seeing sometimes I just wanna kick rocks, get moving. Yes, leave us alone, leave us be. Y'all got enough over the last couple of centuries from y'all ancestors. Free living, free alcohol, drunks, paint thinners, sniffing paint. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, but y'all done did so damn much over time. Like, the shit is crazy. Now, as we know, just to keep it in mind, right? The Corporation of Israel did expire last night at midnight. There is a difference between a company and a corporation. Israeli registered themselves as a corporate entity in 1947. This is what, right after the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944. Let me put that in the chat for you guys who's not familiar. Bretton, I think I'm spelling Bretton Woods. Bretton Woods. I believe that's it, but you guys can look it up if I'm spelling that wrong. I'm sorry. Conference of 1944 also created the UN, the United Nations, and all of the foreign embassies. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So when they created this is when they formulated this corporation to be a part of their plan, because that is a part of what was going on with the Epstein Island. The same things going on in the Israeli sex trafficking. This is why that war and the Biden son right now, I'm about to get to that too. This is so important, guys. We got to know what's going on. We really got to know what's going on here. Okay. All right, let's get to this. I'm about to share one other document because I want to show y'all a couple of these cases real quick. I want to show y'all. Let me see which one. Let me see. Okay, let's go with this one. Oh, I hope I don't got to download it again because it's on my other computer, but hold on. Okay, perfect. I want you guys to see this. Are you seeing it on the screen? Make sure it's sharing. Okay. I don't want you to think I'm just talking. I want you guys to see this for yourself, okay? The United States District Court for the District of Delaware, United States versus Robert Hunter Biden. The United States Attorney for the District of Delaware charges that on or about the 12th of October of 2018 through or about the 23rd in the District of Delaware, the defendant Hunter Biden, knowing that he was an unlawful user of and addicted to a controlled substance as defined in Title 21, United States Code 802. He was sniffing that code. Did knowingly possess a firearm that is a Colt Cobra revolver with serial number blah blah blah. Said firearm having been shipped and transported in interstate commerce. Sounds like a little gun trafficking stuff going on, huh? Hold on, it's quite a few cases here. Y'all see, hold on, I'm gonna drop this down. United States versus Biden versus Biden. I want y'all to see this. District of Delaware. Y'all see this shit? Look. Man, I ain't gonna even keep opening them because we've been in here long enough, but I'm about to get out here. But I'm gonna drop this for y'all because I want y'all to really go through this. Look. Y'all see it? Y'all think I'm just talking? Look, men entry for proceedings held before Judge Marilyn Norioka initially appeared as to Robert Hunter Biden on the count one held on on 7/26/2023. Defendant was present with counsel. The court advised defendant of rights and granted release. Mind you guys, I just want to put this in mind. I ain't gonna even read it because I'm gonna drop this for y'all. Mind you guys, right? There's even a couple of cases where news media, the not propaganda, but news media, they are even suing him because they were suppressing the news. His dad was suppressing the news. Being that he was the president, right? He's in a big pickle. Yes, he's in a big pickle. Being that his daddy, the Papa, saved him, right? He's going through these trials, but these things are tribunal because Biden himself has been through tribunals. That shit old. They might have this actor up there making y'all think because Jim Carrey is one of the actors. They got a clone that's playing him as well, wearing a mask. He's already been indicted. He's already faced tribunals. He's already been executionized for crimes against humanity. This is why they have to have these people portraying these clones, Jim Carrey. But at the time, they have this system because they're trying to keep face. It's the Democrats are protecting Hunter at this particular time, right? Here you go, guys. Let's go. Get this. I want y'all to check this out for yourself. Sister Soul ain't gonna lie to you. Sister Soul will make sure that she has all the proper information. I'm not gonna bring you anything or talk to you about anything unless I know its validity is 100 or 1,000%, right? Y'all snatch that before we get up out of here. I want y'all to really see that. Look at this nut. Oh, did I want to show this? I do. I got to show this part before we get out here. This is the last one. Just because I don't want to keep talking about this. Let's read this real quick. Look at this clone. Look at the chin. Look at this mask. Look at the mask. I don't know if y'all could see this. I wish I could zoom in. I don't know if y'all have eyes to see, like everybody does not see everything. But do y'all see this chin? Look, it's lopsided and leaning. The freaking chin mask is lopsided and leaning. You can see right here. Here's the mask. The mask is covering right here. Here's the line. Here's the line that's going over. Come on, y'all. I ain't gonna even keep getting into that. If y'all don't see it, I can't make you see it. Let's read this real quick. Biden pushes Mideast leaders to consider two-state solution after Israeli-Hamas war ends. Two-state solution. Why? He wants to bring the state of Israel into the United States to make it a part. It's not actually him. We know, right? We're just talking about a government construct. Could be damn AI for all we know. He wants to bring them in because their contract ended. This is why this big fake ass war is going on over there, because the contract is ended. Do you guys know that the Israeli people have been suing or putting in suits of affidavit against the United States propagandist news because of putting a lot of this false information out? They showing all these killings, this and that. Half of that shit's not even going on, y'all. Literally, it's not even going on. The people been protesting over there, like, why are y'all showing all these bombings and shit and ain't nothing happening? Really? Y'all got to stay away from this propagandist ass news. Let's read this. Washington AP. As the 3-week-old Israeli-Hamas war enters what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says could be a long and difficult new stage enact. I don't know if y'all see that. President Joe Biden is calling on Israeli and Arab leaders to think hard about their eventual post-war reality, which is what? Combining them with Israeli, which is the sex trafficking continent, which everyone has been charged, and that's why they're not able to renew it. Okay. It's one, he argues, where finally finding agreement on a long-sought two-state solution to the Israel-Palestinian conflict should be a priority for your sex trafficking, so that the Democratic era can continue to traffic children and do the things they have no business doing. You know, that part? Oh, okay, Biden's clone, Jim Carrey, whoever you are at this moment. There's no going back to the status quo as it stood on October the 6th. October the 6th was what? What was October the 6th? Indigenous Indian Day. Wait a minute. Is that the same day was Indigenous Indian Day, October the 6th? Right? Going into the Snyder Plan. Do y'all see this shit? How these people keep playing with you? All right, let me calm down. Let me be easy. I'm definitely going to go take me a nap so I can get myself together. I'm just getting a little flustered. But do y'all see it? Who knows that they started this indigenous, the new indigenous plan that Biden put out on the 6th of October, guys? Y'all know that, right? Did y'all know that? I know y'all seen it. Biden told reporters, referring to the day before the Hamas militants attacked Israel and set off the latest war, the White House says Biden conveyed the same message directly to the Netanyahu during a telephone call this past week. All this going on, trying to figure out what's going on with Israeli. Oh, what we gonna do with a two-part government? Oh, we got to find a way. Damn. Yes, let's figure out a way to reconstruct and reorganize the Snyder Plan. Once we reconstruct and reorganize the Snyder Plan, now we can even fit the Israeli into that. We'll find a way to fit them into the trust because we got to fund them because their expiration is over at the end of the month. Since they expire on the 31st, we're not going to be able to renew. We're not going to have the license to renew the corporation. We're going to blend it into the trust of these Indians. We'll use them again. You know, we do this all the time. All we got to do is find a way to do it. So what we're going to do is create a system, say, hey, you guys are the indigos. You guys are the indigenous. We're going to do this Indigenous Day on October the 6th, the same day as these decisions. And now once we do this Indigenous Day, we can find a way to make them start enrolling into the Snyder app. Once they enroll and put their information in, we could take that and start trading their information on the stock exchange, giving them $135,000 a year. I can take their information from that Snyder application, which is now a bond from an American Indian who has leeway to the trust because they are sovereign. Now they're tying themselves to us, and now we can use them and open up a new trust that we can benefit the Israeli with. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see how they playing with y'all? Everybody keep hitting me about free information, the Snyder, to this. Do y'all see this shit? Do y'all see it? I don't know. Let me check on my chat and see if y'all with me. Y'all understanding this? Y'all seeing this? Y'all getting it? Like, what's up? Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Period. Sis, I ain't gonna come with nothing but that. And when I read and study and learn something and the ancestors put it together in my mind, so I see the vision of what's really going on, the stage play, the shit literally be playing. I have very good discernment, guys. I literally have, like, I don't even get into it. But I can see, as I'm reading, I can literally see the picture of the stage plays that play out before me. The shit be crazy. That's why it's so easy for me to break it down for y'all. As I'm reading it, I can see it. The vision just like pops up. Yes, it's fraud. And to say, I see it. Yes, as we see it. They think we blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid. That's why they tell you you're black. Because they think you're blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid. Because nobody's coming against them and all the stuff that they're doing. Nobody's held them accountable. Nobody stepped up and said, hold on, let me step into my rights. Nobody's doing that. So they want to keep saying that you're black, you're a minor, you don't have the mental capacity, you're a feeble-minded, you're an imbecile in the mind, all these things, just because they want to keep telling you you're black. Because of what? They can keep using bloodletting. Wasn't the pastor just telling y'all about that? It's crazy. Most of the people in Congress has dual citizenship in Israel. Yes, sis. They are all parts of culprits. Today your B-Day, sis. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dee Dee. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my girl. Y'all already know. Shout her out in the chat, y'all. Shout my girl out in the chat. It's her birthday. Sending much love and power and energy to my girl today. What's up, sis? Too bad you ain't in the hood. You already know. You already know, sis. We're going to be doing it in the spirit. If you was here, sis, you already know we had the day planned out. So, yes, guys. Send out a celebration of life to my sis, Dee Dee Alexander, in the chat. Divinely Me Dee Dee. In her born day, a day of grace and honor. But you guys see this, right? It also means that when this crisis is over, there has to be a vision of what comes next. Oh, shit, what's your vision? The Snyder Act? You thought that was going to help you, but shit, we ain't blind. That's not our vision, buddy. Push for a two-state solution. You mean like the Israeli state and combine it with the United States? And because y'all already been doing it, y'all just had separate paperwork, but y'all still was doing the same thing and acting it. Now you're talking about putting it in. Oh, fake ass Biden, it'll never happen. Guys, we have been, it's 3:30. I got to get out of here, guys. I got to get a little rest. I definitely got to take me another nap. I didn't get much sleep last night. And yeah. I definitely want to get to you guys. Oh, October the 6th is your birthday, sis. Okay. Right. Make sure. Okay, we know that. I'm going to keep that in mind, sis. All right. I knew it was October, but when you said it, I'm like, dang, it's the first. Okay, sis, I got you. All right. So peace, love, and bliss to everyone that came in. I hope you guys are enlightened to magnetize this frequency to you so that you can pull in all the truth, all the light. Your light is shining. And when your light is internally lit, right? When you are ostracizing everything within your blood plasma and your frequency is raised, all of the antigens in your blood start to disperse any parasites, anything that is not permittable to your body. It starts to excavate those things from you immediately. Use baking soda, boric acid, Epsom salt, mint in the bath, or foot soap. You'll be surprised to see all the parasites that come out your feet. They're literally be in the water, guys. This shit is real out here. They are against you and your whole being. So make sure that you guys are protecting yourself, mind, body, and soul, and doing everything that you need to do to stay cleansed, mind, body, and soul, keeping your light. shining your light and keeping that eternal light shining as bright as possible with your eternal energy. You have the golden sun within your blood, and you are the ones that can actually elevate that light to the proper density. So work on that. Right? Oh, sis said that was my birthday. Right, sis. October 6th was the Indigenous Day, sis. Remember Biden put out that Indigenous Day? Happy belated, sis. Okay. All right, guys, we out of here. Peace, love, and bliss. Until next time, if I get enough rest, guys, there's some other things. I'll try and maybe finish this build out later. If not, we'll definitely get to it tomorrow. But if I get a little bit of rest, I'll come back and finish this out because there are a couple other things I want to show you guys or get into. I may not, all depends on what my spirit shows me. Maybe I'll just get on to the next thing that I want to get into. Because there's so much. Oh my gosh, there's so many builds. I got like 20 builds set up. And I never have time to reach back and get into them too much because there's always something else coming up, like this revolving demonic spiritual entity that tries to take over everything. It's always bringing up something that I got to share information on. So ever since the Snyder thing came out, I had to clear that up for you guys, and it's just been crazy. I haven't been able to get to any of my my current builds that I have for the past couple of weeks that I want to get on, but it's okay. We're going to make sure that we are getting you guys edified in all the ways possible. So, yeah, peace, love, and bliss, guys. We out till later. Y'all already know. Let's go.